We, the people, have started working alongside robots and smart missions. The missions help humans work better and faster by leveraging advanced technologies like the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and big data. Industry 5.0 is all about personal human touch to the Industry 4.0 pillars of automation and efficiency. We are honored to host this prestigious international gathering, bringing together brilliant minds, innovators, and experts from diverse corners of the globe. The theme of this conference reflects our collective commitment to business sustainability in digitalization, Industry 5.0, a subject of paramount importance in our rapidly evolving world. Ladies and gentlemen, most respected, revered fathers, esteemed guests, and respected participants, my dear student friends, a beautiful morning greetings to you all. We are gathered here at this prestigious Xavier Institute of Business Administration, a Jesuit business school under the venerated St. Xavier's College, Palankote. Today marks the beginning of the International Conference on Business Sustainability in Digitalization, Industry 5.0. To commence this momentous occasion, let us invoke the divine with a prayer song followed by the ceremonial lighting of the Kuthuvalakku. May I now request everyone to rise up for the prayer song followed by Tamil Thai Walk.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் மதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Please be seated. May I now request the dignitaries to adorn the Kuthuvalakku with their lighting. Thank you, fathers and the dignitaries who glowed our intellectual venue with their intellectual spirits. To formally welcome us all, let us now invite the conference chair, Reverend Dr. Michael John S.J., the director of Xiba, St. Xavier's College, to deliver the welcome address.
A very blessed morning to everyone on the dais and off the dais. On behalf of Xiba and organizing committee, it is my distinct honor and privilege to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to all the esteemed dignitaries present with us today for the International Conference on Business Sustainability in Digitalization Industry 5.0. In our midst, we are fortunate to have the presence of distinguished guests, Reverend Dr. V. Henry Jerome, S.J., Rector, St. Xavier's Institutions, Reverend Dr. S. Mariadas, S.J., the Principal, St. Xavier's College, Reverend Dr. B. John Bosco, S.J., Administrator, Xiba, and today's chief guest, Ms. M. Sharmila, Regional Manager, State Bank of India, Tirunelveli, and keynote speakers, Dr. Karupasamy Ramanathan, Dean, School of Management, Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, and Mr. Deeban, Senior Product Manager, Double Cloud, Netherlands, and panel members, Dr. M. Selvalakshmi, Principal and Professor, Tyagarajar School of Management, Madurai, Dr. S. Madhavan, Professor, Department of Management Studies, Dean of Arts, MS University, Tirunelveli, Mr. Thomas Anthony, Managing Director, Country Manager, Jacobi Power India Limited, Tirunelveli, Mr. Sanjay Gunasingh, Managing Director, Bell Pins, Tirunelveli, who have distinguished themselves in their respective fields and have contributed significantly to the betterment of the society. And a special word of welcome to the organizing secretaries, Dr. D. Rita Rebecca, Associate Professor, Dean Academics, Xiba, and Professor Ram Kumar, Assistant Professor, Xiba, and other conference coordinators, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, Dean Students Affairs, Xiba, Dr. N. Christina Jayanithila, Associate Professor, Xiba, Professor J. Sahaya Shabu, Assistant Professor, Xiba, Professor M. Prabhakaran, Assistant Professor, Xiba, Professor Sundara Pandian, Placement Officer, Xiba, Professor Jesu Prabhudas, Adjunct Faculty, Xiba, and professors and scholars from other institutions and colleges, and my dear loving students. Your esteemed presence adds immense value and prestige to this gathering. Today, we gather here not only to celebrate this special occasion, but also to acknowledge and appreciate the remarkable achievements and contributions of our esteemed guests. Dear guests, your expertise, knowledge, and invaluable experiences have not only brought recognition to your names, but have also served as a source of inspiration for countless individuals. A warm welcome to this gathering focused on the intersection of business sustainability and transformative wave of digitalization industry 5.0. In this era of rapid technological advancements, we find ourselves at the forefront of innovation, where the convergence of digital technologies and sustainability principles is reshaping the landscape of commerce. As we embark on this journey into Industry 5.0, characterized by intelligent connectivity and a human-centric approach, it is crucial to recognize the pivotal role that sustainability plays in shaping the future of businesses. Sustainability is not merely a buzzword, but a guiding principle that ensures the longevity and ethical standing of our endeavor. In this digitalization landscape, where data-driven decision and cutting-edge technologies propel us forward, we must be mindful of the environmental, social, and economic impact of our actions. Striking a harmonious balance between technological innovation and environmental responsibility is not just a choice, it is an imperative for the success and resilience of business in the long run. In this forum, let us engage in thoughtful discussions, share insights, and explore how we can harness the power of digitalization to drive positive change. Let us envision a future where businesses not only thrive in the digital realm, but also contribute meaningfully to a sustainable and equitable world. Thank you for joining us on this exciting venture into the heart of businesses, business sustainability in the era of digitalization, Industry 5.0. Together, let us pave the way for a future where innovation and sustainability go hand in hand. Once again, a warm welcome to you all. Thank you. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Your welcome address will serve as a catalyst for new friendships, collaborations, and discoveries that will shape the forum in meaningful ways. The day is filled with power-packed intellectual spirits, and our Xiba feels honored to greet them with mementos as a token of our love and appreciation. May I now request our Father Rector to present a memento to our chief guest, Ms. Sharmila, the Regional Manager, State Bank of India, Tirunelveli. Thank you, Father. Thank you, ma'am. To honor the distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Karpasamy Ramanathan, Dean, Hindustan Institute of Management, Chennai, may I request our Father Rector to present the memento. To honor the distinguished panelist, may I request our Father Director to present a memento, Dr. Selvalakshmi Ma'am, Principal, Tyagaraja School of Management, Madurai. May I request our Father Administrator, Reverend Dr. John Bosco SJ, to honor our most distinguished panelist, Dr. Madhavan, Dean of Arts, Professor, Department of Management Studies, MS University, Tirunelveli. Last but not the least, I request our Father Director to greet our Father Rector with a very small gift. Thank you, fathers. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sirs. Our Father Rector, Reverend Dr. Henry Jerome SJ, your presence here is a testament to the importance of our collective journey towards sustainable digitalization in our institution. We are honored to have with us Reverend Dr. V. Henry Jerome SJ, the Rector of St. Xavier's Institutions, to inaugurate the conference, where we come together to explore the intersection of business sustainability and digitalization. Father, please. Father, please, for your inaugural address.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected Mrs. M. Sharmila, the Regional Manager of State Bank of India, Tirunelveli, Reverend Dr. Michael John, the Director, Reverend Dr. John Bosco, the Administrator, Dr. Selvalakshmi, Dr. Karupasamy Ramanathan, and Dr. Madhavan, and Dr. Rita, and other professors, my dear students and participants, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all of you. I'm very happy that, timely you are organizing a workshop or a conference, an international conference on the, theme Business Sustainability in Digitalization, Industry 5.0. Industry, when we speak about Industry 5.0, that means 4 industries have gone, Industrial revolutions. We call that industrial revolution. Industrial revolutions 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and now we are in 5.0. No, that what are those 5 or 4 industrial revolutions? If you understand that, then we will understand how important it is to have a reflection on Industry 5.0, that which will be very closely connected to the jobs that you are going to have in the future. Industry 1.0, well, it changed the way the people lived. Any innovation, for example, what is an innovation? Innovation should allow us not to be like the same. Suppose I have, you have a mobile. Mobile does not allow us to be the same forever. There's a complete difference between what I was in 1990 and in 2023. Because I have a mobile. Precisely this mobile has changed my behavior, my pattern of relationships, and my everything. Relationship, for example, we never thought that we would ever have any Facebook friend. But you have Facebook friend. You would have seen that. Yarne theriyadhu. But very closely you will be relating. This is what is an innovation. So an innovation will change the way we think, change the way we work, the way we relate with people. So industry first 1.0, changed the production. It was a machine production. Steam engine. Steam engine certainly changed because from here to travel to Madurai earlier, for example, you are not born that time. It used to be 5 hours from here. Now Vande Bharat takes in 1.5 hours. No, 5 hours earlier. In the bus, and that even after this steam engine came. But even before that, it would have been, 1 day from here to Madurai. Morning 6 o'clock if they go, evening 6 o'clock they will be in Madurai. So when the steam engine changed the way, then they said, see, industry has changed. And therefore, Industrial Revolution 1.0. Then what came next was the Industrial Revolution 2.0. 2.0 is nothing but mass production. No, mass production is, the assembly line. One will be taken from one area, another one will be, say, for example, you have this Rolls-Royce car, and then not everything will be made in one place. It's all made at several places. You'll be part of any one of the companies later on in your life, manufacturing companies. And then, it's all assembled in one place and then it comes out. That mass production, not one. Now, nano car, for example, now better than nano car, some electric car is coming now. That will be a mass production. That which people never thought. Say, for example, when we speak about this printing machine, in 1540s, the Gutenberg, they call that as Gutenberg Revolution, Johannes Gutenberg Revolution, which means what? The moment he invented movable printing type of machine, movable type. That means what? Mass production of publications. They say about 800 Bibles he printed. Now lakhs and lakhs we are able to print. That was the first revolution. And therefore, the Industrial Revolution 2.0 made into a kind of mass production. Then came 3. All 3, 4, 5, we do not know which area we are in now, because people still feel that we are still in Industrial Revolution 3. Some of them still feel, no, we have moved on to Industrial 4.0. And some say, no, you were already come into, Industrial 5.0. Though Industrial 4.0 was only termed only in 2011 in Hanover exhibition. museum, a fair, they call it the fair in Germany. So this industrial 3 was kind of, digital area. We were in the threshold of digitalization. First time probably we would have thought first computer in 1940s, for example, first electronic computer. This development is amazing. If you take right from the beginning in mathematics, for example, there was one stage that Boolean algebra, the starting of Boolean algebra changed the way computer science came later on. That was the starting point in 1840. Boolean algebra deals with Boolean algebra deals with what? 0 and 1, no, binary digits, no, and therefore that is the language still it is used in computer. No, 0 and 1. From that time, 1840, and the first computer came in 1940, about 100 years now. Several things changed. In 1940 to 2023, almost the whole world is toppled down. The speed is so high, the velocity is so fast, very heavy, you find that we do not know where we are moving now. Technology, Kova, they say. The other day when Mailsami Anadare was here, I was talking to him on these things, and then he said, "So we do not know, Father, where this artificial intelligence will lead us to." This doubt has come, and therefore, beautifully, Industry 5.0 does not talk about the technology. That's very, very beautiful thing. While Industry Revolution 3 talks about technology, digital technology. Industry 4.0 speaks about machine learning and all other added things, the development in digital technology. And then Industry 5.0 does not speak about technology. That's the beauty of these things. Then when you speak about Industry Revolution 5.0, it speaks about the human-centric. Father was already talking about that, human-centric, which means what? You have gone so much with the machine. Now we speak about everything is deep fake, deep learning. Deep fake that Rashmika, who's that? Rashmika was, and recently one of the another actress now has got, this deep, that word deep itself is, deeply we are afraid of that deep fake fact and deep, fake or deep learning. Everything is now deep. We have gone so much to the depth of technology. They said, now come back. Center everything, center the technology, revolve around human people, and therefore human persons. Those they say human centrality should be one of the pillars of Industrial Revolution 5. Then next one, we just now spoke about what happens in Chennai, the floods. I remember in 2015, we were all there. It was really terrific to see Chennai. That time it was, as the Chief Minister was telling, it was an artificial one, because overnight the Sembarbakam area was, opened up. And therefore whole area, we never thought Nungambakam would have water to our hip level. We never thought like that. We went, early morning at 5 o'clock, I got a call from Little Far Convent of Blind and the Deaf. And the sister called me, Father, please send some of the brothers to take care of our children, because they have a way of walking to the toilet or walking to the classroom. They only know, and the ground floor was filled with water, and the children did not know. They cannot see anything. They cannot hear anything. So early morning, 5 o'clock, then I sent some 5 people, go there, and then, take, and all the children were, taken to the second floor. So they struggled more there, because they never knew the second floor at all. They only knew the ground floor. And therefore, the whole thing was something very, very deep, deeply affecting the life of the people. Even now, we were talking, what will happen? Dr. Selvalakshmi was talking about what will happen to people living in the streets. But you will find today they will be all right. Why? The resilient power of our people is high. Is high. Naturally high. Today you go and see Chennai, many parts of the people will go for the work now, as if nothing had happened in these 2 days. The resilience is high. And therefore you find that Industrial Revolution speaks about resilience of the people. Understand, learn from what happened in COVID times. What happened in COVID times? Check your own family. How were we in the Corona times? The way we struggled, the family struggled to live, and now better off now. It's over. Oh, okay. Oh, we were living sometime about 100 years ago, we had COVID, it seems now. And therefore, the resilience is high. So the second pillar of Industrial 5.0 is resilience. And the third pillar is what you are talking, because it's closely related to business, sustainability. Why? The technology has taken us into deep level of, away from the people. They started talking about sustainability of values. That's how they started. Industrial Revolution started, 5.0 started to think about the sustainability of values, what is happening in the society. Why people have changed so far? Why their life has changed so far? Now, it's not, you are not going to back. This growth of technology is irreversible. Irreversible. Either we go to Industrial Revolution 6.0 or we die. That's all. It's not reversible. We will never go back to, mass production and machine production. No. We have gone too high, too far from all these, little things. We have gone. In fact, that's one reason why we speak about digital divide, not generation gap. While my generation and my brother's generation would have generation gap, but your generation and your brother's generation will have digital divide. If you give, say, Apple 14, they will say, Apple 14 வாங்குற, நாங்க 17 போயிட்டோம்னா. This is a digital divide. It's a very silver lining between, generations, you find. Similarly, this artificial intelligence and this human intelligence will have only a silver line in between that. You set your business there. You set your work there. Set your companies there. Set your corporate there. And therefore, Industrial Revolution 5.0 will speak about sustainability of values in business. And I'm sure that, this seminar, this workshop, conference will open up your eyes to see widely what is happening in the business area and learn a lot from each and every sharing that we have on this stage. I wish you all the best. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Father, for your words of wisdom. More than inaugural address, it is a keynote address as well. The State Bank of India is a prominent public sector bank and the largest bank in our country. It plays a crucial role in the country's banking and financial system, offering a wide range of services to individuals, businesses, and the government. At the heart of our event, we are immensely privileged to have with us a distinguished personality who has not only excelled in the realm of banking and finance, but also has been a beacon of leadership and innovation. It is our distinct pleasure to welcome Ms. Shamila, the Regional Manager of State Bank of India, who has graciously accepted our invitation to be the chief guest for this conference. I request Shamila ma'am to share her insights. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful introduction. Respected Rector, Reverend Dr. V. Henry Jerome, St. Xavier's Institutions. Reverend Dr. S. Mariadas, Principal, St. Xavier's College, Tirunelveli. Reverend Dr. Michael John, S.J., Director, Xiba, St. Xavier's College. Other distinguished guests on the dais, the professors, lecturers, and all the students of this prestigious institute. Very good morning to all of you. Yeah, thank you. So, Reverend Rector Dr. V. Henry Jerome has given such a beautiful speech that anyone who speaks afterwards would have to work hard. But anyway, I am not to compete because speaking is not my area of excellence. Yeah, we do banking. But sir, Rector, sir has given such a beautiful insight into this 5.0. No? Essentially, I got a new view on things because it is for the first time that I understand that it is more about the human centricity, which is the first point, and then the resilience, and then sustainability. So, excellently put, and a great take home for me also. Thank you, Doctor. And so, from the banking perspective, I'll try to do justice to whatever is the conference topic: business sustainability in digitalization industry 5.0. So, for banking, we always in our seminars and our conferences, centricity. It is more about the digital going through. So as you all know, SBI is the leading banker, and in fact, we keep getting so many awards for innovative leadership. Our chairman would receive awards for the best bank. For the last year also, we got the bank award. But somehow we see that in the innovative technology, many a times we do not receive awards. It's all taken by the new gen banks. Okay, new generation banks, like it was like it is told before, there is this digital divide. So the new gen banks or the fintechs, financial technologies companies that have come now, they are from this generation, and we are, as State Bank of India, we are more than 200 years old. So we have to take a huge leap to stay relevant in this current scenario. Just to stay relevant, we have to do a lot. Whereas for the other new gen banks, it is not so, because they are born in this generation, born in this situation, this scenario, that it's a very normalcy for them. But for the traditional bankers like us, it is something, a giant leap to stay at pace with them, forget about leading the group, but even to stay at par with them, so much needs to be done. So we normally say that it has caused a huge disruption in the banking industry. AI tools are extensively used. So as you must know, earlier it started with initially with the bank branches. You go to the branches, as your parents must be saying, they go to the branches, stand in queues and all that. No, with so much of customer inconveniences. That is essentially the brick and mortar banking that we say, where the branches go to, where the customers go to the branches. First it was people not having accounts. Then the financial inclusion and all that came. Then they started moving to branches, then big queues at the branches. Then next came the ATMs. Now this is a transition. ATMs came, and then you need not go to the bank. So you are having the convenience of going to ATMs and taking money. And then came the internet banking. So you need not even go to the ATMs, you transfer funds through online banking. And then came the mobile devices. So that is a big technological leap. And with the mobile devices came the mobile banking. So now you need not go to, I mean, you use the Google Pay. You just have to carry your mobile. That's all. So you don't need even the ATM card or the digital things. So just with your mobile phone, you are able to do the transactions. So that is how the bank has changed from the brick and mortar type to just holding your mobile and doing the banking. And these are the different distribution channels. So many channels have come up in banking. Like the POS you do. No, you don't have to worry about anything when you go for shopping. Not money. No, you carry huge lakhs of rupees and carry the bag. No such worries. All you have to have is your mobile, and then you do anything at any place, in airports or any. There is not a place where even the vegetable vendor would have the QR code where you scan it and do that. The coconut, the tender coconut selling person is also having it. So now seamless banking, no restrictions, no, you think of anything about banking, everything can be done. Okay. So that is how we see the transition in banking. And now we're talking about the cloud-based applications, especially in State Bank also, it's all cloud. It's all there. The data is all there in the cloud, big data. So these concepts are coming up. So many such things, artificial intelligence. And here in our, the major competition that in State Bank we have is that our, basically, essentially, originally, only State Bank existed initially. So all the customers were with State Bank. And now what happens is new gen banks come. New gen banks, when they come, from where will they take the customers? Of course, new generation customers, new accounts will be opened. But what the major chunk is with the public sector bank like SBI. So what they do artificial intelligence through your spending patterns, like in Swiggy or other things, how you are spending money, and they take away our customers also. So they understand it, and then they give you all the options of taking loans and other things. They'll approach you through AI. They'll get the data from all the aggregators like Swiggy or other all the aggregators that we have, Amazon, and then they find out the data that where what is the spending pattern and where are these accounts maintained, and then they'll pull you out from the. So that is the level of competition. There is nobody coming to your house and asking, nobody coming to your institution and asking. In the mobile, using the cloud and all the other things, they are just taking away the customers. So this is the level of competition being speaking about. There is no person standing there as a competitor. It's all the data, and the data is all pulled out. so that's why I said it's just to stay in the competition, stay afloat. Just to not to sink. You have to run. You have to run at a much faster pace than others because you have much to lose. The new gens are small setups. And they just have the artificial intelligence and small setup, like a box kind of setup. But the kind of investments that the traditional banks are making in the branches and their resources, human resources and others. So for them to stay relevant is really difficult. So that is where the sustainability makes a lot of sense. And another thing this sustainability has one more aspect, that the social media that has come, that is, of course, that it's one of the major innovations. So what they do is they create social networks, and that also affects banking. So social networks such as Twitter, Facebook, so they have intensified the interactive communication. This will have, because of this, new business models are also developing. What was not thought before, what was not even thought about, are becoming reality these days. So the feedbacks, they all influence. In Twitter, the comments made by the customers, then immediately a new model. Immediately, there is a new product that gets developed. The keeps on changing. Like there is some demand made on the Twitter, many customers comment about it, and then immediately the next day, the chairman launches a new product, because that's how to keep up with the competitors and the customer experience. And the customer experience is so much because they are all connected throughout the world, and they expect that my bank should have this product, this facility. Now the bank might not have thought about it, but the customers want it because they have all the exposure to all the technologies. So then immediately we have no way but but to innovate a new product. So this keeps on changing. What was relevant yesterday is no longer relevant the very next day. There are apps which get several apps that are invented in State Bank, which much fanfare, they are all released by the chairman and other top dignitaries. But then within a month or two, they become obsolete because another bank discovers a much better product with the basic features like yours. So this is the level of competition that we are talking about in the new digitalization era. So essentially, it keeps on repeating because there is a no end to this game of you being you trying to better them and they trying to better you. But they have an advantage because of this digital divide. What happens is things strike to them very quickly. The new gens, they quickly they get these ideas because they are born and they thrive in this digital atmosphere. But for a traditional bank like SBI, first understanding the concept, then understanding and implementing is also a big thing, because it has huge network through which it has to be implemented, which is going to take time. And by the time it's all adapted and implemented and all that, they come up with the next technology. So then again, a revision again. So see, this we always keep discussing in our management, in our meetings. So in that context, if we see, this is a very, very relevant topic, very, very the need of our discussion. And I hope that you all benefit. And but I am just talking about the banking industry. I cannot obviously speak about other what do you say, other disciplines. So in SBI, what we are doing is, for the sustainability, one thing is keeping track, and then huge investments are being made for innovations. Always, so much is spent. There are other top tech companies, they are roped in for investing in, for analyzing and then finding out new solutions for the new apps, like SBI's Yono app. How many of you are having? I don't know, but Yono app is one of the widely used app in the world in banking industry. So that so it is not that we are using the edge, we are losing the edge, because SBI can afford to spend that much on innovations. So it's doing it, and being a representative of SBI, I can say that as of now we are also in the game. No, now till now, as I speak, we are the leaders in innovations. So the main thing is innovative projects, and they need a different operating model and a risk appetite, and it should be separated from the pressures of the other operations. So we have a special wing that is specifically focusing on innovations. The operations and all is separated. They do the operations, the profit gets generated from them. But the innovation, the separate wing is totally taking care of the innovations that could come in the banking sector. So this is how we try to stay relevant and sustainable in State Bank of India. So then I think I have sufficiently shared my thoughts, and one or two thoughts for all of you here, because this is the age where you must be this is the age where you must be seeing your future, but not very clearly. But standing here, I can tell you that what I needed when I was a student, that clarity I did not have. So now I can tell you that one thing is the resilience that has been shared before. So the resilience, not just for this, for every human beings, and especially students, you should have the resilience to follow your passion. So you have it, because you will thank yourself for it when you look back after so many years. For staying resilient, you will thank yourself, because you are all you have. Okay, so you are all you have, and have the resilience to stand by yourself, not for anything, but stand by yourself during difficult times. Stand by yourself, then everything else is gone. You have you. And so this but I never knew all these things when I was a student. So I was struggling only, because I did engineering, electrical engineering, and then I came to banking. But I always thank that my parents, because my father was a banker, so he wanted me to come to banking. So that's how I came. But then I discovered that this is my passion, banking. So, and I am very happy that I follow my passion. People say so many things, that why are you so attached to this and that and all that. But when you look back, what matters is whether you have followed your passion, because whatever else you do never matters to you. What matters to you is whether you are happy, and you are happy only when you have followed your passion. So resilience and following your passion, these two things, please don't compromise, so that you will never regret any decisions that you take in life. Come what may, there will be so many setbacks, so many problems in life. But if you have done this, you will never regret. Looking back, you will always, means you have always stayed true to yourself. So there will never be all the pains that come will pass. But if you have not followed the passion, then definitely you are never going to be satisfied. So that is one thing that you must do, and that you stand by yourself for following that passion, come what may. So that is my wish. That my wish for all of you is that, of course, the conference is definitely going to be successful with all the distinguished people here. There is no way that it will lose its focus. It is going to be a success only, and definitely good outcomes are going to come. with noble objectives, there cannot be failures. So when there is a noble objective, this conference definitely is going to be a success. But more than that, my wishes for you, for all of you, that you follow your dreams and may all your dreams come true. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insights and experiences. We surmise that in the dynamic landscape of Industry 5.0, digitalization is not just a tool, but a driving force for banking practices. Thank you very much, ma'am. As we embark on this intellectual journey, let us collectively explore, discuss, and contribute to the evolving landscape of Industry 5.0. We shall now listen to the keynote talk by Dr. Karpasamy Ramanathan, Dean, Hindustan Institute of Management, Chennai. Having acquired doctoral degree in both commerce and management, Dr. Karpasamy Ramanathan has 3 years of industrial experience in Cipla, Mumbai, and 20 years of rich teaching experience with Tyagaraja College, Madurai, and leading business schools in Coimbatore. He has received a gold medal for his academic excellence. He is an alumni member of Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. Dr. Samy has presented varied number of research papers in international and national conferences. Once again, we welcome Dr. Samy, the keynote speaker, to this intellectual forum. He is here to speak about integrating sustainability into digital business models. Let us make the most of this opportunity to learn, connect, and inspire from his talk today. The forum is yours, sir. Yes.
Hand mic. The most respected management committee members, Dean of School of Management, Xiba, the conference coordinator, Rita ma'am, and faculty team, and my dear students. Good morning to all. Are you with me? I request you go for a digital fasting for 30 minutes. So don't use your gadgets with you. So we are in a digital fasting. Okay. This is a new word which is emerging among the all young generation. Okay. When you talk about the digital transformation, because the world is going for a big change. Next slide. The world is going for a big change. And I was looking for that particular, when Obama contested in American election, that time he used the word change. Give me a chance, let me make a change. It was happened day before, closing the election campaign. On the last day of election campaign, he said, you and me can make a big change. It has flourished like anything in social media, all Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social platform, and he has become president for years. Just imagine a black man become a owner of White House. I was looking for that word, change, from where that word obtained. When I searched for it, Obama got it from Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela got it from Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi got it from Swami Vivekananda. So, matram ondre maru. Change is permanent. I think you might have come across right from your school days how the transformation is. I have seen a pager. You get a message. Then mobile phone, first person, like a brick size. Okay. Then now then we went for texting and a friendly mobile phones. Steve has made an innovation, and Steve made an innovation Apple. Some people have, Sir has mentioned about it. Even I used to study, one apple is 5 rupees. So 17 apples equal to, now apple 17. My son, daughter is studying, okay, it's 1,40,000 rupees like that. So change is permanent. First, keep in that mind before going for the session. First slide, please. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, the biggest virus within us. It's having a close association with my topic. I think I'll give a chocolate for you. Reaction time 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. You can guess. Any idea? Well, I'm not talking about any diseases or something like that. Maybe your inferiority complex or something like that. Well, I'm not a doctor. Okay, I'm a teacher here. Because virus, mobile phone. When I was doing college, that time people used to call the people, those who are sitting in a computer and surfing, okay, mouse potato. Now we people are mobile potatoes. Okay, people used to say. Okay, which is the biggest virus you have? Because of the digitalization, everything become easy, everything coming to a hand. At least you can make an attempt. Pardon? Laziness, yeah, agreed. AI, it's a hi-fi terminology, no? AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, then? Okay, don't worry, I'll give an answer for you. Okay, you cannot get it from, ChatGPT. I told you to go for a digital fasting now. Your hands are tied up. Okay? I know virus. This is the biggest virus which is, happening within us because of the digitalization. Oh, no problem. Okay. If I'm not listening to the class, let me prepare for 30 minutes before going for an examination. Yeah, these are all 3 interesting personality. Can I identify the first person? Yeah. Only because of him only we are, enjoying many things. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm asking question, I'm giving an answer. You can go for a guess. Okay, I'll give you a clue. Clue? Okay, he's the person given the Millennium Tech Prize Award. In 1 Millennium Year, you are the only person to get a Millennium Tech Prize Award. No. Okay. Okay, I'll give you. This is the person constructed www. World Wide Web. Only because of him. Anyways, he made an attempt. Chocolate for you. Tim Berners-Lee. Who said? Yeah. The 2 chocolate for you. Yeah. You can pass over. Yeah. He's the person, who has made a miracle in sharing information from one system to another system. Earlier, the computer was, used, then started from one place to another. That's mainly because of, the World Wide Web Consortium he has constructed. I think the second person, I think maybe, he may be, I think, how many of you know about him? But without him, you are not, comfortable today. Make it fast. Yeah. You are having a device with your hand, mobile. Okay, the person has invented that mobile. Can you name that person? Martin Cooper. Martin Cooper is the person who, invented a device for a communication in a mobile. Okay, Vestas is the world number one company known for sustainability. You take top ranking of all the companies throughout the world. This is a company known for, they're into various fields, particularly on, renewable energy. Okay, they're known for it. Vestas. They are the people known for, wind energy. Okay, they are doing miracles in the, renewable energy segment. I think Father has given the outline about what has happened over a period of time. Okay, now earlier man, then automation, machine came. Now it has become man versus machine. Okay, we are fighting with the machine. People are having a discussion about whether AI is going to overrule the human brain capacity. Okay, so all the stories are there. Now it has become man versus machine. I think industry 5.0 must think something logically about taking care of ourselves as well as our environment. There are many studies that has proven that when nobody is bothered about the best case study, I can tell you China, how they lost their economy. I mean, I'm talking about the future economy. Now they are the number one. They are the number one. But if you go to China in depth, most of the rivers are polluted, highly polluted, with health hazardous particles. Even animal, domestic animal, any animal cannot go and take the water. That's a sensitivity of the natural resources. They consumed 100 years faster than other countries. It's going to be biggest threat for the other. Most of the people, they are migrating from the city limit to rural area because of high level of pollutions. That's one of the best example for the growth. At the same time, bad example for sustainability. China, what they're going to do there? They do all kind of miracles. Okay, they put a pearl sign for us. Pakistan, they catch coal. Sri Lanka, then old Myanmar, all the thing catch coal. And Pakistan, they put a Karagway Express. All miracle they can do, but at the cost of all natural resources. Coming to the basic concept, I think the sustainable development goals also become, more vital. People like you, even put in a very simple way, sustainability, explaining in a simple terminology. If you go for a shopping, even if you go to Annachi Kadai, okay, if you go with the cloth bag, that's called sustainability. Rather than carrying a carry bag, if you want to come to the college, you are within the 10-kilometer radius. If you're coming by cycle, that's called sustainability. Okay, I'm not going for any fuel consumption. I'm not going to pollute my environment. I'm not going to make any carbon emission and other thing. That'll be a part of sustainability. I think the digital transformation, when you talk about digital transformation, I think the earlier speaker also mentioned about it. Even State Bank of India recently introduced artificial intelligence. The face index of the customer will be measured. While they're coming inside the branch, what is the happiness index with the help of artificial intelligence? They'll complete the service, they'll be going out. That time they'll be measuring customer satisfaction index only through facial expression, whether going with a smiling face or they have dreary or something like that. So that much amount of penetration of technology, okay, that has come to the thing. When you say digital transformation, you can see the different thing. I think the standardization and automation, okay, there has become, because the world has become a smaller place. There is no geographical hindrance. People can have, even people having a small business in Tirunelveli, okay, you can have entire, throughout the world, you can have simple example, I can tell you in Satur, Sanmohan Adar, in a suite. They are making a 13 crore business only because of digital platform. It's they're supplying to all over the world for your information. One of my friend is running that digital platform, okay, from Coimbatore. So he has made an idea. They have made a website and everything dynamic. Okay, 13 crore business only the offshore business I'm talking about last year. And this year they're targeting for 25 crore. So even at sitting at Tirunelveli, you can do wonderful thing. That's the power of digital transformation. And looking to the collaborations, yes, of course, many collaborations are taking place. Earlier, people went for a technological collaborations. Say, for example, TVS Suzuki. TVS company had a collaboration with Suzuki. Hero had a collaboration with Honda, Hero Honda. Now people are going for a technological collaborations. Even you look into that, the learning platforms, what you're getting it, online courses and the other thing. Even the leading institutions are having a technical collaborations with universities, colleges in India, and they're doing a wonderful thing with that. So collaborations, that's also possible only because of the technological transformation. And look into the CRM. The best case study you must read, the Tata has taken over Air India. Air India is given that particular task of CRM for a digital CRM for an American-based company. How many of them visiting India? Okay, who are the frequent players? Who are the people using a low-cost carrier or a business class? All the analysis they'll be taking up. So the customer preferences and everything, which type of flight they're taking, it Indigo or Air Asia or Air Arabia. So all statistics that people are doing it simply sitting at US. So they went for a digital CRM, and digital platforms are used even for all online e-commerce business transaction. What the things are happening. Flipkart, Myntra, even all fintech transactions. I can tell you, if you want to go for how many of you have a finance background? Finance specialization. Okay, I can tell you a simple thing. If you are good in digital knowledge, particularly Excel, I mean spreadsheets. Okay, if you have a little knowledge of analytics, you can choose a job with the TCS. With they have money laundering. A separate division is in Pune. The average salary will be 1.5 to 2 lakhs per month, even at the inception stage itself. But only thing is you must well versed in digital platforms. Okay, they are into monitoring the illegal transfer of monies and everything. Okay, it is coming within India and also going for other places. Supply chain, yeah, of course, now the digitalized, the entire country is going for it. Even we had one comparative study about the logistic and other thing earlier. Kamraj port is available in Chennai. Nearby Adani has come out with that. So we were making one comparative study of the traffic sensitivity in both in Kamraj port as well as in Adani. So here in Kamraj, it take 3 days time to clear any container which is coming to that. Whereas in Adani, it's in 18 hours. Though it's in 18 hours, people prefer Kamraj port because of the cost effectiveness. So there is a close association between the technology and cost effectiveness also. You cannot compromise on the cost. I'll come later to that. Likewise, you can add digital communication, social media. Okay, we have a habit of posting everything. One boy purchased a new shirt. I'm talking about the impact of digitalization. One boy purchased a shirt for 2,000. He made a posting in Facebook. I got a new dress. 2 likes. One is his own like and friend, mutual. The same thing, a girl put a small posting. I had only half a idli in the morning. So 500 likes. So this is a digital. Do you think that this is a real digital impact? Okay. Anyway, we have to think over it. And digital tools are available. Digital products and services. The many things are coming. Even your college may have a ERP software and other thing. Yeah. This is the simple story. I think I'll take a minute to explain that digital transformation is why digital transformation is important. Now, the older concept is customer satisfaction. I think the marketing people may think that customer satisfaction. If I have a 3 expectation at the time of consuming a product, if I'm getting all 3, you're buying a chocolate. Okay, the taste, the size of the chocolate flavor, you're getting all 3. You're satisfied. But if you open the chocolate, you're getting free. Get one more. Okay, or getting a 25%, or you got a trip to Ooty or something like that. You'll get excited. So that's called customer delightfulness. So all the digital platform transformation, they are trying to provide a digital delightfulness for the customers. Even the website, the way in which it look into that, all those things. And operational agility, then culture and leadership, and of course the workforce enablement and digital technology integration. Benefits of digital transformation, of course, okay, everybody has mentioned about it. Just 1 or 2 I want to mention. Enhance the data collection method. Yeah, you go there. Before doing the billing, they'll ask for it. Okay, what is your number? Okay, it was happened to me. I was purchasing a shirt in one shop. I gave my mobile number. Okay. Immediately when I came back, when I come near to the car, some messages came from the nearby shops. Offer 50% offer. Adjacent shop. That's a power of data sharing. So I think the enhanced data collection method, even the Aadhaar. Okay, if you give an Aadhaar, okay, your entire history will be there. You cannot escape from that. And likewise, okay, the data-driven customer insight and improved productivity. Yes, I think the optimization is the biggest problem. Optimization, okay, the optimization very simple. Suppose he is able to score only 65. Okay, optimization is not 100. At least he must score 65 to sustain. That's called, optimization. And increased profit, yeah, you cannot compromise on the profit also. And encouraging digital culture and increase agility too. And digital transformation, if you look into that, empower your employees, yeah. Unless otherwise, if you're not investing your money on training, it'll be, going on the other side. Engage your customers. That's also very important. That's why if you go for any social media promotion, okay, the customers' hands will be tied up. Okay, they'll be giving lot of things. Optimize your operation. Just now we discussed. Transform your product too. Yeah, this is the digital transformation process. I think everybody have a familiarity with that. First, you must understand. Then you must go for the viability audit, benchmark, plan, manage, and report. Yeah. See, colloquially speaking, okay, people are come acrossing plenty of technologies every day. New technologies are coming. Okay, how to come across with that? China, I think digital transformation one side, data security is also on the other side. Uh, China is having a we know only OV army. I think one boy, நம்ம OV army இருக்க சாருக்கு எப்படி தெரியும் இல்லையா? See, we used to go for OV army and the thing. Chinese have a cyber army. Okay, 3,000 plus people are working. And you might have read one article. They went for a indigenous aircraft. Indigenous aircraft. Indigenous is nothing but the technology invented within the country, used for some invention. China went for indigenous technology aircraft. Boeing and Airbus, they are the competitor. I mean, they are like a monopoly, duopoly. No one is competitor for them. Okay, even if you take ordinary aircraft without sophistication, which will be costing 600 crore plus. 600 crore plus. Now the aircrafts are available, highly sophisticated. Even both engines are going down. There is a provision is available. 3,000 crore. A product cost is 600 crore. China went for indigenous aircraft. When they looking for it, how China is able to make it? So finally they found it. They have a cyber army where highly talented youngsters like you are hired by the Chinese government. They may be sitting in any places. They may be working in US. They may be working in Airbus. They may be working in any other place. Their main purpose is to take data from the official websites, official documentation shared to the Chinese board. Okay, because of that, they are able to mint lot of data and they're able to make with that. So equally, the data authentication and securities, that's also become a biggest problem. Ma'am has represented banking industry. Even if I know your ATM card, I can withdraw money. There is no customer authentication. Who is operating? That's why ABN AMRO Bank, first in kind, they came with the ABN AMRO is the bank which come with the thumb impression or retina, which is called as encryption mode. Now you're getting in mobile operation, you have to put your thumb or retina. That's called encryption mode. With a personal identification devices, you can gear up. And once as we already, this is a summary of what we have discussed, and you can save your time and increase the employee satisfaction. Yes, customer experiences, and by leveraging the digital technology, business can also create new revenue streams. New revenue streams. Okay, it will be flourishing like anything. Okay, it's like a tree branches. You can expand with the customer satisfaction. Enhance the security and compliance. Cut down the cost reduction. Reduce their environmental footprints. This is very this is very very important one. And examples in accounting and finance. There are a few examples. Just I want to quote it for you. In accounting and finance, a digital accounting system automate manual process, so that the finance department can work effectively. You can connect with from any system, okay, throughout the world. You can do that. We have a lot of software packages and other thing. Okay, then the bookkeeping and managing employees' expenses and everything. Now Zoho also come out with the Zoho book is available. I think payroll management packages is available for HR and other thing. So being a student, you must aware. If you're a HR specialization student, you must have at least 1 or 2 certifications in payroll management. These are all about managing the entire employee, those are working with it. And as far as if you're a finance person, you must have a Tally or Zoho. Okay, that certification will help you to the next level. And coming to the digital technology help in business, yes, digital marketing tools. We have discussed plenty of things. You can make a bulk scheduling of your promotional campaigns and other thing. You can enrich your online presence. Okay, like website, social media pages, review. You can increase the footprints for your website. Say, for example, simply you can create a blogs website. You take it to your college website. You can write, okay, something about the finance specialization. What are the job opportunities available for a finance specialization? You can write something about cloud finance. You can write something about HR analytics. That blog can be connected to a website. Blog can be in your name, so that can be connected, which will, those who are visiting the blog, they'll be having a chance to visit your college website also. That interconnectivity is also possible. And promote their business online. Yeah, it's well known in that. And run email campaign also. Yeah, most of the people, they'll not go for social media and other thing. People, particularly people like us, those are in office time. So when I open an email, so you'll get a box messages and everything adjacent to that. So then use marketing automation tools also. Okay, you can utilize the artificial intelligence and other thing too. Sales process, yeah, sales process, it has become, completely, we have taken the data, how they optimize their customer relation management with the help of, software support. Okay, CRM is the best example for, optimizing your customer relation management. And of course, you can have, say, for example, I want to promote this conference. I want to promote this conference within the limit of 80 kilometers, 100 kilometers. I can go for an advertisements. Okay, I can go for an advertisement in Facebook or Insta. The people, those are having Insta or a Facebook account within that 80 kilometers. Suppose you are hosting an intercollegiate competition. You want to capture the people, those who are studying age group of 16 to 19. Okay, UG, undergrad. You can easily promote that one with the help of that type of campaigns also you can do. That's also possible with us. And coming to the HR process, just now we have mentioned about it. Even assessment now it has become digital. So recently, you might have heard Google has purchased one of the psychometric assessment company. It was, basically tried by a Tyagaraja Arts and College student. For your information, he studied here and he went for IIM. He went for IIM Trichy. He has completed his PGDM. And the person went for a serial. He's a serial entrepreneur. He went for many, entrepreneurial venture. He failed in first 5. 6th one, he went for a psychometric assessment, particularly during the COVID. He don't know what to do. That he developed. That has made almost, almost per year. Okay, he's able to make it for 13,000 assessments in a year. So it has attracted Google. Google, purchased for 34 crore. Just imagine. So your potential is there everywhere. Only thing is you have to make a convincing touch for it. And customer support services, yeah. This is something, you must pay your attention for this slide. What's the first one you are seeing it? Leather jacket, okay. If you go to US, almost all the people out to purchase the leather bags, wallet, okay, even the cushion cover and everything with the, leather finishing. But please remember, even a single leather processing unit is not available in US. They're environmental conscious. The red meat I have exhibited here. Even you go to UK or some of the European countries, even a bull or cow is not killed there. It was, done, entire processing done in that only meat alone coming to UK. Likewise, you take it, a cup of tea, what you're taking it, which require 2,500 liters of water, right from cultivating, okay, plant up to, processing entire process. Even coming to the car manufacturing, if you take one car, it consumes 28,000 liters of water. That's why most of the companies are coming to India, establishing their car manufacturing company, not because of cost effective, not because of generating employment to the Indian countries, only because of their environment causes. And coming to the other side, so digitalization, we have all servers and other thing. They're also generating a lot of carbon emission. Please remember, you have big servers and other thing. That's also creating a lot of, carbon emission and other thing. And coming to the ESG indicators, environmental, social, governance indicators. First, understand the ESG performance of supply chains remain a key challenge. I think the entire world now, it's depend on the borderless services by many countries. Okay, so many people are talking about a net zero target. Okay, one university which has come out in Chennai, it's 100% green energy driven. Okay, which was started. I don't want to mention the name here. One university is recently established. It's 100%, 100% green energy driven. Okay, zero emission free. Emission free. Okay, they have all, they don't have any electricity, nothing. All the things are with the solar energy. Water, yeah, they are doing, all the water, what even the water which is going out from the toilets and everything, recycle, used, and all those things. So they plastic free zone. Okay, they are not using any no fertilizer, I mean artificial fertilizers, chemicals, and other thing. So let me start from our home. Okay, you can avoid taking of plastic covers and other thing, and disposing the wastages properly. Okay, all those things will give a basic education for us. And companies can use data to understand and predict their impact also. Okay, this is very common. Data is said to be data is the wealth now. And of course, business have the means to design, build, and scale products, operations, and service which are more intelligent, more efficient, more sustainable, and more resilient. I think this is a time we have to think about it. Even people started looking for it. Okay, they started looking to the symbols, marks. Okay, all the things they're looking to that. Whether it is having a green symbol, whether it is having a red, all those things people started looking. Even people started looking to the certification also. And the customers, maybe 1%, 2% now, maybe environment cautious in choosing the products, but it may increase to 5%, 10%. One concept, I think you might have heard about it, organic. Now people are also started looking to whether the products are environment conscious. And business model, I think I don't want to explain plenty of things and put it in a very simple way. A business model is essentially a map showing how an organization uses its resources to offer value to the customers. Yeah. This business model innovation, please remember whether the digital business, this is very important. You can see one is the operating model, the other one is revenue model. There are two models which will, and the another support is from the value proportion. You can see a triangular relation between that, and the core centric point is from the customers. So this is said to be a business model innovation. I think you might have a you may be having a good knowledge about the business model innovation. Yeah, these are the few slides just for an awareness. I want to show it to you. Bringing digital technology and environmentally sustainable practices together should be at the forefront of strategic thinking for any businesses. This is need for the hour. You may think that population is increasing in India. Luckily, unluckily, we have become number one now. Now the biggest question is now scarcity of water. We are discussing about Chennai flood, but Chennai, most of the places, water is available. There are certain places groundwater is not available. Apartments where 300, 400 apartments are there, they're bumping the water from some other places with lorries. They're giving a rationing 3 bucket, 4 bucket water. So how there is a mechanism needed to harvest the rainwater, but we are missing it. The same thing will happen in summer. Okay, so most of the places will be struggling without water. I think the efforts, the digital technology, so how effectively are going to use it for it. Even many platforms are available to educate with you. There are many free websites are available to educate you on different technological innovation which is happening, particularly taking care of environment, other thing. Okay, but getting the balance right is tricky. Even Iceland, you look into that, for example, there has been a huge rise in energy usage because of increasing demand from the data processing involved in Bitcoin mining. Okay, I think now this is also one of the biggest challenge for it. I mentioned about it when you have a digital equipments and everything, carbon emission, compound carbon emission will be more. So that's also, even if you have a laptop, it will have some emission, all those things. Likewise, even the countries like Iceland, small country, they are struggling. And we are talking about the modern technology, okay, which is going even 3D printing. Okay, 3D printing can result in significant waste as users experiment in the design phase, resulting in misprints. Okay, if anything goes wrong, I think 3D printing will be knowing it now. It's used in constructing houses and other thing also, which is said to be a cost effective. Though they are going for it, the waste and everything, it may be killing that. And what is needed for the R companies to establish digital and sustainability advisory unit to ensure that boards understand AI and other digital technologies as well as the need to consider safety, ethics, values, and governance. I can tell you one thing. I think you look back 10 years earlier, a decade back, the European Union, they have decided to allocate a certain amount of funds through the CSR initiative. They fix the percentage of things would be a CSR. That's also in the portion. 60% of that particular allocation should be, it should be spent on environmental related thing. For your kind information, The leading corporates in the world, they're investing on water bodies. They're buying the lands, acres and acres of lands, 50 acres, 100 acres, where the water resources are available. After 50 years or 100 years, water is going to be a precious asset in the earth, because scarcity is going to be a biggest thing. Even countries like India, you may not find the water for domestic use. You leave it, drinking water and other thing, but you may struggle to get a domestic water, domestic purpose consumption water. That may be creating a lot of problem. So this is the thing, we have to utilize digital and sustainability advisory units at the bottom level. You must establish at the company, each and every company must have some advisory body to take care of their business. Okay, the the ethically, at the same time environmentally, okay, sustainable. Okay, again, why so important? Why we are supposed to move towards a sustainable business model? Yeah. So the global environment and social trends such as climate change and the other thing, temperature is increasing. I mentioned about it. The pollution level, and people are expecting it. Just I am telling you everything. You are in a very good place. Okay, Nella is known for water bodies and other thing. If you come to Chennai, visit all the water bodies. You'll find equal amount of plastics will be inside. Equal to water, so highly polluted things in that. You will not happen to the other water bodies and other thing also. So climate change, which is creating a lot of thing in that. Okay, the melting of ices and everything, and carbon emission. Okay, which is going for a highest thing in that. E-vehicles, people are going for e-vehicle again. Though it's a sustainable, the question is disposal of e-wastages, health hazardous thing. Even India has become a market for dumping of all second graded, second-handed equipments, including Xerox machines, computers, and other thing, which is which are used by European country, throw it as a waste, which is repacked and coming to India. So that's also because India has become a dustbin for all costlier e-wastages. So recycling is the biggest problem. Even though you're going to recycle, whether it is the recycling is 100% possible, no, 30% will be health hazardous where you deposit. The Western country, they have practice. They have a floating platform on the sea. They used to dump all health hazardous thing. Suppose any tsunami or something hit it, again it will be thrown on the some other country's seashore. That's the biggest one. So we are talking about sustainable e-vehicles, all the thing. But again, the question is, disposal of such wastages. You are buying a mobile. After 5 years, where you are throwing it? You're getting a laptop. You take simple example. You take your box TV. Now you replace by LED. Where the box TV went off. So all those things you have to look into that. Then not only that, consumers, investor, partners are increasingly making decisions about your business based on sustainability credentials. Earlier, what I produce, I can easily sell it. Now the customers are also having a control over it. They have a lot of expectations and everything. And again, the sustainable business model satisfy all of these demands. In short, it is better for the future, and it's in a compelling brand values. See, the same example business model innovation, just I list down circular or closed loop, okay, then regenerative, I think decarbonize, just local. These are the best example of business model innovations, okay, which is happening. And creating new sustainable business model, okay, these are the simple steps you have to follow. One, the vision, review your resource usage, that's very important. The components, what we are, from where you are procuring, okay, the origin, even, our carpets, okay, the carpets which are, having a huge demand in US market, now recently banned because of the tie, what they're using it for coloring. Okay, so they're not happy with it. It's just creating a lot of pollution, water pollution and everything. It was banned in US. So we have to think such thing, review your resource usage, outline your manufacturing business process also. Outline is very simple. Again, a question of recycle and other thing, recycling. And be future focused, be generous, create an action plan, engage with customer stakeholders and colleagues. Okay, you can find a customer throughout the world. And this is a consolidated version of all the thing what we have discussed. Sustainability benefits delivered with the digital thread. You can look into that. Okay, this is a simple summary of all those things. The product innovation opportunity, yeah, it's deal with people, visibility, reporting, a circular economy, yeah, optimize energy. This is very important because countries like Australia, they're having a lot of um, oil, crude oil deposits, and also precious materials like uranium and other thing. But they not at all, explore the thing. They're making it coal and other thing. Hardly 7%, excuse me, hardly 7% they've explored, remaining the leftover because we don't want right now. It may be used after 100 years, 200 years by our forthcoming generation. That's also if it is needed. Otherwise, it'll be in the ground only. And of course, recycle, we have reduced the wastages. This is very important. Okay. And of course, this entire story about the environmental heartprint. Yeah. This is again, this is a survey done by, the employees, particularly the millennials and Generation Z, working. They were given at the survey. About 1/6 of respondents say that they have changed the job or industries due to climate concerns. See, when they get an opinion, it is interesting to note that because of that company products are creating some damage to the environment, we don't want to work for that company. This attitude of the employees now. This also another good symptom of change we're able to see from the generation Gen Z. See here, this new kind of symptoms the industry not yet faced. As far as HR perspective is concerned, people may be leaving the company. This is the first in time. Okay, my company manufacturing process or product is harmful to the environment for the people or for the people. They're simply moving out from that place. Yeah, this some of the example I given. Better I'll share the slides. Okay, you can go through it. Okay, Elixir, one of the brands working towards making their production techniques more sustainable. The brand aims to convert all the flaxseed products into refillable format. All the body spray and everything coming in a bottle or something like that. First in kind, they come out with the one options for refilling options. Okay, just to have a control over the wastages and everything. So because of that, approximately 400 tons of plastics they're able to save per annum. Likewise, the other company example also I taken. Okay, 50% of the product environmental footprint. Okay, on to its packaging that also reduced. Yeah, this entire story about what we have discussed now. These are all the digital transformation solution. Okay, to the traditional one to the modern technology, traditional problems with technology. How we're going to solve it? This is a simple diagram which will tell you the entire story about it. Yeah. And these are all the case studies I've taken. How the transformation, digital transformation, has given in GLEP with sustainability. Uganda. Okay, the UNDP collaborated with Jumia, an economic e-commerce firm, to improve income earning opportunities by enabling informal market vendors to set their goods online. Okay, they're the informal, like our vegetable vendors and other thing. Because of that, more than 4,000 vendors have registered on the the particular e-commerce platform. So more than 60% of the people are women, young people, and people with disabilities. The new model has also created a job for more than 900 young people. Just imagine. Okay, so this kind of innovation is happening everywhere. How the digital can enable your business. And Cambodia, a strategic partnership between the UNDP and the government led to several programs to create enabling environment to MSME to be more digitally capable and resilient. As a result, more than 5 lakh MSME and 2,500 young entrepreneurs, okay, they got the uh, adoption to that. In India, I think the acceleration lab tested an Internet of Things IoT solution for precision agriculture by processing the weather, soil, and crop data from sensors. The IoT-based system provide actionable insight to farmers. Okay, all those things, even the fertility of the soil and what type of crop they can cultivate, and the water level record and fertilizers and other thing. All those things will be measured with the help of Internet of Things. Likewise, in Nigeria, okay, again, a special example here, the open source mobile e-health platform is one of the most successful model which was created, the connectivity through mobile, okay, to check your health and other thing. Likewise, Ukraine also had, a fantastic thing with the digital platform and processes, making them more relevant for the provision of, wartime digital public services. So that's also done. I think this is one of the interesting case study. Okay, you might have look into that. And Afghanistan, again, these are the country I've taken admin out. I'm not going for any US, Australia. You'll find a lot of highly sophisticated case studies. I'm taking Afghanistan. Again, implemented a digital, cash transfer system as a part of the, ABAID program that offers integrated solution to the recovery and resilience of our communities from crisis. Whenever people are in crisis, that time to support them, that was the system, effectively launched. Likewise, Malawi, Turkey, Kenya, yeah. And coming to the last few slides of mine, so the digital transformation accelerates sustainable and inclusive development. Yeah, we believe that inclusive digital transformation can address the needs of poorest as well as the most, vulnerable and marginalized group, including women and people with disabilities. I think the humanitarian touch, people are talking about the human value, humanitarian touch, all those things, I think it's reflecting in the first point itself. Ensure digital transformation does not, okay, does not, collapse the existing inequalities with a vision to leave no one behind, empower underrepresented groups to take part of meaningful ways and promotes gender equality, protect people from the adverse effect of digital technologies. What you people are using it? Okay, when we are asking the student how much time you are spending with the social media or mobile, they're saying it's at I'm spending only 12 hours. I'm spending only 14 hours per day. Okay, just imagine the people. Okay, just imagine the people. Even how the people spend their time. Okay, you look into that. Okay, you ask your father, no mobile phone, nothing, but they're able to spend their time effectively for investing on their work. Ask your grandfather, mother, even they don't know even about radio, television, and other thing. But if people are highly sophisticated, are we doing the justice for the utilization of thing? Okay, simply you're wasting your time looking to the mobile phone and everything. The first step, you should keep away your mobile phone. Mobile phone is not an entertainment device; it's a communication device. I think first you must understand that. Okay, and protected people from the adverse effect. That's very important. Encourage the use and development of digital technology that's open, responsible, and rights based. This also happening universally, common, viable, practically implementable solution. That's also occurring here. Yeah. Uh, 3 more minutes. Yeah. This slide is very precious. Okay. I think you take a human, average human life I've taken is 75 years. Little generous. Okay, I've taken 75 years. And out of which 28.3 years we are spending it for sleeping. I've excluded classroom sleeping, only sleeping at home I've taken. Okay. And 10.5 years, you're getting ready, you completed 10th standard plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 is equal to 50,000. Clear? 10 plus 2 plus 3 years degree or 4 years engineering degree plus 2 years of MBA is equal to 50,000, 1 lakh we'll have formula. So that formula will work out only for 10.5 years. Okay. Then looking to that, 9 years we are sending it for entertainment. Okay. This one may be applicable for our generation. So it'll be more than that for you. 6 years doing, the domestic activities and everything. 4 years eating and drinking. Okay. And 3.5 years, what you are spending here, only 3.5 years put together. 90 days per semester if you calculate. And grooming, boys, we are exceptional. Okay, so this is for boys. You can take it 2.5 years. You add whatever the thing you want to add it. Okay, and the other thing you take it. Really, if you take only 9 years left, the excess time available 9 years. Again, so proportionately divide that 9 years also. So 75 years, 20 years already gone. 21 years is running. So proportionately you have to adjust that 9 year also. Again, you'll be losing 2 or 2.5 years. Remaining 6 years may be available. People ask, are you ready for an extra mile? You take it Abdul Kalam. He went for an extra mile. Okay? So it's very simple. If you're able to spend 2 to 3 hours, I'm telling you, okay, in the digital world, either it may be a positively or restricting your utilization. If you're able to make 2 hours per day, 2 hours per day, okay, say for example, you wake up by, அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு தெரியாது சார். சூரியன் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா உதிக்கிறது? Okay. Give a big round of applause to her. Yeah. See, if you're able to wake up by 4 o'clock, say 4 to 7, if you're investing your time only for your career development in the digital platform, 3 hours per day. So per week, how many hours you'll have? 21 hours. Clear? So you'll have extra day. So everybody will have 7 days. You'll have 8 days. It convert into month. So 4 days extra per month. Everybody will have 30 days. You'll have 4 days extra for a month. That's called extra mile. How are utilizing it? Hope you'll understand. The people, those are able to divert from the digital disturbances. If you're able to invest your time, you can come up in your life. The most awaited slide. Yeah. Yeah. I'm open up for a question. And if panel permit, I'll say one Tamil verse which is related to environment. Yeah. Any writers, please excuse me. நம்ம லெவலுக்கு என்ன தெரிஞ்சு அதை வச்சு ஒரு கவிதை. Okay. So everybody love to see the environment in and around. Okay. Whenever you go to your native place, you'll see just to take your childhood days, maybe second standard, third standard. What the greenery you have seen, right now it's not available. Okay. Likewise, my native is from Theni. So the entire mountains surrounded by Kampam Valley. Okay. So when I saw during my childhood days, now I'm seeing something strange over there. Okay. The environmental change. Okay. I've written something on that. மலையே உந்தன் உச்சந்தலை வழுக்கை சொல்லும் இந்த மானிடனின் நன்றி விசுவாசத்தை. மலையே உந்தன் உச்சந்தலை வழுக்கை சொல்லும் இந்த மானிடனின் நன்றி விசுவாசத்தை. விழாவிற்கோர் மரம். விழாவிற்கோர் மரம். ஆனால் வனத்தில் வீழ்த்தப்படுவதோ பொழுதிற்கோர் பொக்கிஷ மரம். ஒருவேளை இயற்கை அன்னையும் கவர்ச்சி கண்ணி பட்டம் பெறுவாள் போலும். ஏனென்றால் அவள் உடுத்தி இருக்கும் பசுமை ஆடையின் நீளமும் அகலமும் குறைந்து கொண்டே வருகிறது. காற்றுச் சலவை தொழிலாளி மரங்களே, காற்றுச் சலவை தொழிலாளி மரங்களே, வேலை நிறுத்தம் செய்வீர். மழைக்காலங்களில் மரவிதை மலை எங்கும் துவக்கோரி. அடி இளங்காட்டு பெண்ணே காட்டுத்தீயால் தீக்குளிக்கின்றாயே. அடி இளங்காட்டு பெண்ணே காட்டுத்தீயால் தீக்குளிக்கின்றாயே. கரைபடிந்த கோடாரி கரம் பற்றிய கயவிடமிருந்து உனது கற்பனை பாதுகாத்துக் கொள்ளவா. மானிடன் போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லா கவிதையும் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இயற்கையை பாராட்டுற மாதிரி இருக்கும். இந்த கவிதை எச்சரிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஐந்தறிவு உயிரினம் 1000 பேணிடும் நீ, 6 அறிவு மனிதனுக்கு இரக்கம் மீனுவது ஏனோ. சில காலம் நீ கொடுக்கும் ஆப்பிள்களை விஷமாக்கு. தேக்கினில் முருங்கையின் வலிமை ஏற்று, சந்தனத்தில் கூவத்தின் துர்நாற்றம் ஏற்று. இல்லையேல் காடுகள் சுற்றி கொடிய முட்புதல் சூடிடு, முதலைகள் பஞ்சமற்ற அகலிகளால். இல்லையேல் சில நூறுகளில் உன்னையும் உனது உறவினத்தையும் நோக்கிட மீசியம் நோக்கி விரைந்திட நேரும். மானிடா, வீட்டிற்கு ஒரு மரம். அடுக்குமாடி யுகத்தில் அறவே முடியாது, நன்கறிவோம் நாம். வீட்டிற்கு ஒரு கொடியாவது வை, கட்சி கொடி அல்ல பற்றி படரும் பச்சை கொடி. இன்றைய முயற்சிப்பாயா சிறு செடியோடு. தேங்க்யூ. A big thank you for organizing committee members for giving a wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts related to the topic. I think a big thank for the audience for your patient hearing. Yeah, thank you.
It was indeed a rich content to ponder over, sir. Integrating sustainability into the core of the business begins with taking a 360-degree view of a company's operational relationships with people and the planet. Thank you, sir. After a few minutes of tea break, we shall join back again to hear a keynote address from Mr. Deepan from Netherlands. We will be happy to share Mr. Deepan Ignatius, Senior Product Manager, Double Cloud. Netherlands is joining from Netherlands right away from Netherlands here with us online, and he will be the fitting person to speak about IoT and AI for environmental conservation. Following the keynote address, we will have an expensive panel discussion by the panel members. Dr. Selva Lakshmi Ma'am, Principal and Professor, Tyagaraja School of Management, Madurai. Dr. Madhavan Sir, Professor, Department of Management Studies, Dean of Arts, MS University, Tirunelveli. Mr. Sanjay Gunasingh, Managing Director, Belpins, Tirunelveli. And Mr. Thomas Anthony, Managing Director, Country Manager, Jacobi Power India Limited, Tirunelveli. Post-lunch, we will commence the paper presentation session with in-depth insights and research findings from our esteemed paper presenters. Let us all stand with respect till the dignitaries leave the hall. We shall join back after tea break.
And engaging in insightful conversations. We hope it has been a captivating start.
We hope this interlude
Yes, ma'am.
provided you where Mr. Deepan,
Yes, ma'am.
Senior Product Manager at Cloud9, Double Cloud Netherlands, will enlighten us on IoT and AI for environmental monitoring and conservation. AI tracks and forecasts changes in the environment and weather patterns, which greatly helps for the preparation during extreme weather events and lessen their effects on society and the environment. Using IoT sensors, farmers can capture data on soil quality, weather, and historical data to improve irrigation performance. Not losing much time,
Yes, ma'am, please.
let us now invite Mr. Deepan virtually from Netherlands. Over to Mr. Deepan.
Yeah, thank you. Looks like my screen sharing is not enabled. Can someone just look at it?
So kindly check now.
Yeah, it works. Thank you. I hope my screen is visible.
Very much, sir. Very much. You can go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so thanks again and welcome everyone. So first and foremost, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude for the gracious invitation to join you all today. And it's an absolute honor and privilege to be here amongst you all and other esteemed guests. So I'm deeply thankful for this opportunity to share insight on this topic that holds an immense significance. So I believe like the state of environment is in a collective concern across different boundaries and industries, ideologies. And as we face this complex challenge of climate change, environmental degradation, it's clear that innovative solutions are urgently needed. Today, I'll share some insights and use case on how AI and IoT can help in environment monitoring. Little bit about myself. So myself, Deepan Ignatius. I'm currently working as a senior product manager at Double Cloud here in Netherlands. And over the past years, I've worked on a lot of tech products involving AI and IoT and helping customers transform their business using the technology or leveraging the technology. Before we start about environment monitoring, let's understand and talk about one of the most fascinating and evolving things in technology, AI, commonly known as like AI or artificial intelligence. What is AI? AI refers to the computer program that has ability to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. It involves teaching machines to learn, reason, analyze, and make some decisions. Like you can imagine a world where computers can recognize images, understand human speeches, and also recommend personalized content or also mimic some voices. I think most of us know about recent trend that what's happened in YouTube world, like Modi ji singing some Tamil songs. That's great. AI, that's the funny part of AI, but the more AI has some major implications in industries and also it helps customers to solve the problem. That's AI in action. It also powers virtual assistant, which we see day-to-day life, like Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, and also the recent trend that's happening in the Chat GPT. And in fact, the growth of AI has been so astounding that PwC research states that by 2030, AI is going to contribute around like $15.7 trillion for our for the global economy. And it's going to boost our GDP by like 26%. And there's also like cases, like more than 300 cases identified for AI related use cases. And experts do believe that we are at a point where AI can do literally anything, like take care of a task, make decisions without consulting human or anything, any intervention at all. To summarize about AI is like a game changer technology that has been revolutionizing the world and also It's been reshaping our world, leading us to a future where intelligence meets innovation. Here are some of the use cases where AI is commonly seen, like inventories in retail stores. Imagine you go to a retail store and AI is used such as algorithms to predict, like, okay, which particular products, like there's a carton of milk, and to make sure, like ensuring that optimal level of stocks are in place. And it recognizes like trend. Okay, maybe it looks like in the morning the milk packets are going to be out of stock, so maybe we need to refill those stocks. So AI algorithm analyzes this demand patterns and optimizes stock levels. Also in financial sectors, it could be like AI is playing a pivotal role in like fraud detection. Like this large volumes of financial transaction data that's happening in real time, and it kind of identifies all the suspicious activity. And also in the marketing campaigns, I think everyone must be using like either Reels, TikTok Reels, or Shorts. Imagine like a marketing campaign like focused towards a specific customer. You're watching a specific reel which has like a specific shoes and a jacket, and then the AI is going to detect and tell like, okay, this specific brand of shoes that you can buy from this specific store. Imagine like how they're using this AI to target these advertisements or sell the products, and also to determine like, okay, what is the next reel that's going to come, so that they can make you keep scrolling. So basically, the use cases are endless. We can keep talking about such use cases about AI. Another interesting topic or another concept that's shaping the way that we interact with technology is Internet of Things, commonly known as IoT. At its core, in IoT, it's all about connecting every devices, literally every devices. Imagine like your home appliance, vehicles, wearables, or even like industry machines being connected so that they can talk to each other. Basically, it just means like giving an additional power to a physical device, or and then making them to connect and to the internet to share this data. So here are some of the use cases of IoT. So I just wanted to touch base a little bit on AI and then IoT, and then jump on to like combination, how this can be used, and then later on move to the environment. And I have a beautiful use case to talk about in the later slides. Here are some of the use cases on IoT. Like some of them could be like the smart home devices, your smart bulbs. As you enter a room, making sure like lights turn automatically, or making sure like your house is protected from burglary. Like if someone enters or makes an impact to a specific door at a specific pressure, the alarm sensors trigger and make some noise. And the common use cases seen across everyone is like, I think most of us will be having a smartwatch, a wearable. It detects it's a heart rate, how is your physical activity, your sleep patterns, and based on that, it's going to alert us like, hey, what's going to happen? Like, do you having any panic attack or something like that? So these are like beautiful piece of technology that's helping humans. Another one example is like smart electric meters, where it's just going to, in real time fashion, it's going to measure how much consumption on a specific day, and then it's going to report back to you so that you have a control over the costs and also monitor what's happening in your house. So now that we have seen about AI and IoT, like how do they work together? Like when AI and IoT joins forces, that's where the magic happens. It's like having an intelligent devices that can not only collect data but also make sense of it, enabling better decision making and automation. So I tried to explain this magic with a real life use case of an electricity provider in my province, and then just show you how it works. So imagine a sensor, in this case, an electric smart meter, let's say, and it's sending this information. So we have the smart meter at our homes, and then it keeps sending this information on like what is the daily consumption. So what's next? So after collecting all this data, the electricity provider collects and provides this beautiful charts on like daily consumption. By the way, this is actually the real screenshots of how much we use. It looks like on December 3rd, we have used around like €2 on that specific day for electricity. So after this data collection part comes where the analysis part, or using the AI to create some beautiful insights. So based on this, which I can take some actions on it. So we can see like AI is predicting or suggesting something like, hey, looks like on this particular day you spent more or less on the previous year. So it's comparing with 2022 with 2023. So based on this historical data, it's recognizing this pattern and just suggesting me like to use less. So based on these insights, I can actually take some actions. Like obviously, I can take control over my electricity consumption on that specific day. So rather than waiting the whole year, end of the year, to know like, hey, my consumption of this year is more or less, it's sending day by day or even hour by hour, like how is my consumption comparing to the previous year or previous 5 years. So accordingly, I can take some actions and keep my costs under control. This is a very good, simple example to understand how AI and IoT works together. So now that we know about AI and IoT, let's jump in to see how AI and IoT helps in environment monitoring. But before that, let me shed some light on critical challenges faced in environment monitoring. So what is environment monitoring? Environment monitoring is nothing but just to collect all these parameters about things that's happening around our environment, like be it water, noise, or like also like the water temperature or like wind. So making sure like to prevent something that's happening that possibly could happen beforehand. So the first challenge lies in the complexity of environment data, like this vast and diverse nature of environment data that's coming from like different things like air quality or biodiversity or like all this data to collect and process is really a challenge. And as these different sources, each different sources will have the different format of data. Like the temperature sensor will be having in a specific format, and maybe the water temperature will have it in a specific format. The technology that's used to collect all this data would be different. So to integrate all this data from different sources and to show it somewhere, it's also very complex. And to add to this complexity, and also there's the traditional methods. So not necessarily like all this information is digitalized, right? So there are some things which is still happening in a manual way. Like we're going, consider like in some places where even to check a water temperature, people has to go at least weekly once to monitor water temperature, or even to measure a specific wind detection or something like that. All this some things are happening in manual, and which could take some time because the manual data has to be processed, collected, and then later on fed into some computer system so that the monitoring can kick in to say like, hey, this is above your threshold. Looks like the water temperature is above, or the wind in that specific region is somewhat weird. And also with the timeliness of data, like making sure like the data is coming in a real time, because specifically when talking about environment, all this data is really crucial to have it in as much real time as possible, rather than waiting at least even a day or two to know. Like imagine like you get a weather notification like, hey, it's going to rain or there's a storm coming in 2 days later after the storm has passed. So that there's no point in having this measures or monitoring systems in place. I think in recent years, the technology has been evolved so much for environment monitoring that we get a real time information on what's happening. So here, what we used, there's one app we call like a rain detection app. So what it does is like the moment we step out of the house, it can really check on hour by hour, minute by minute, like what's happening. Like, is it going to rain between 2 to 5, or is it going to rain between 10 to 11? So based on that, we can plan our day-to-day activities. So the technology has evolved so great that we can predict all this information to the minute level. So how are these challenges fixed using AI and IoT? The first thing is IoT devices act like a sensor collecting all this information in real time way. Like there's a sensor collecting all this weather information, or sensor that's collecting all the water temperatures, wind directions. So all this IoT devices enable us to IoT technology as enable us to make this data accessibility much more easy. On top of it, once the data has been all collected, so that's where AI kicks in. AI's ability to process this a vast amount of data makes it more easy. So you just give the data, and then AI is just going to derive all the insights out of it in a quick way. So AI can forecast like a future weather condition, this predictive capability, like fluctuations in the weather patterns or ecosystem shifts. So all this is going to be easily monitored using the sophisticated AI algorithm. So basically, just imagine like a program telling us to do what to do and when to do. So the collaboration between AI and IoT goes beyond data collection. It also empowers decision making. So it not just says like, hey, there's something wrong, like it looks like your weather pattern is wrong, but also predicts or says like, hey, please turn off some things. Or imagine in this previous example, I told you like it collects all this data, and then the next step you see it's also giving me insights and telling me action items like, hey, your consumption of electricity is high, so make sure like to consume it less. So it's not just showing like you have used maybe 21 kilowatts on that specific day and then done with it. No, it's also AI is also suggesting me like what to do next, and there's also like bunch of suggestions after that. So it helps in decision making. Either it could be like a human decision making or an automated decision making. I'll explain this topics bit on the use case what I have to just share it the upcoming slides. And also it improves the data accuracy. So the main challenge is like data accuracy, to making sure like during environment monitoring the data is as accurate as possible, rather to make it like there's no chance of human errors there. You needs to be 100% accurate or even 99% accurate to show what is right and what's wrong. So here are some of the use cases that's commonly seen on environment monitoring, like air quality monitoring, waste management, and like air pollution, to making sure like with the current climatic changes that's happening, it's very crucial for us to also understand like at different regions or different places in the country, like what is the air pollution level, and also to making sure like there's no forest fires or something like that. So how can we make this possible? Like it's because of the sensors and technology where it collect all this information from different sources and then aggregate it somewhere, and then later on build some models, AI models on top of it to predict like, hey, maybe it's going to predict like during summers, you make sure like you have enough safety precautions for a forest, to making sure like there's no forest fires or something like that. So AI is going to suggest on like which region of the forest it's going to possibly get a forest fire and possibly not. So also comparing the satellite images on top to understand like what is going to happen in the future. So here's a case study which I just prepared, like based on the experience, or like what's the real case study in the Netherlands. So this is a map of Netherlands. This is the current map of Netherlands, and the fact about Netherlands is like approximately around like 26% of Netherlands is below sea level. And when there's going to be a huge storm or like floods, it's expected that 59%, almost more than 50% of the Netherlands will be possibly ending up beneath the water. Netherlands is almost, most of the Netherlands is below the water level. And how did they come up with this? Like this is how, on the right side, this is how it used to be. You can see like inside, like the seawater is almost all over the country on the right side, and they have transformed this into the left side one. So they are very good at water management. So how did they do it, and how they are constantly monitoring it? So they kind of build all this beautiful dikes, they call it, or it can also known as like big gates, which just blocks all the water that's coming into the country. And they kind of built all these huge gates across different parts of the country, like in the north, south, and wherever it's possible, the possibilities of water is entering. So once they built it, they started pumping out the water from this internal region here, and then to make sure like it's dry. And once that's how it's transformed into like complete land, and they started building houses on top of it. So you can imagine like the importance of technology here. Like all this gate has to be very, very accurate, and making sure like it reports this data accurately as fast as possible. And also it has to be functioning 100%. Like anything goes wrong, the whole country is under the water. So the imagine like a specific piece of technology like IoT sensors monitoring all this the things that happening. The lives of the people living in this country depends on that specific monitoring technology, to make sure like it's up and running, and it's there's nothing wrong. And also to make sure like the sensors that collect information, like what is the water temperature here, or how water level, is it high, low, medium, And depending on that, the pumps are going to automatically start pumping out. In case the water in this region goes up, it's just going to automatically pump the water out to the ocean, and also make sure like should I open the gates if the water rises, or should I close it? So all these decisions are taken in a combined effort with the human as well as with the AI to monitor what's happening. So it's really a beautiful piece of technology to see like how this monitoring system can help people to live and make it really sustainable, I would say. So I can show you a real example. Let me share my screen again. So you can see like this is what I was telling about. You can see this is an government website where you can just come and see what's happening. So all these different regions, you can see like it collecting, the sensors have this information, which collects all this information on water level. As I said, it's crucial for people living in this country, and at least most of the country, so that it doesn't go under the water. So you can see like each places it's measuring like what is the water level. So it's minus 32 centimeter below the water. And also it's and this particular sea, it's measuring like, okay, what is the wind temperature, the wind speed, at what direction it's flowing in. And also you can see like what's the water temperature at this place. So having all this information collected, it's all aggregated. By the way, this is actually happening in real time. So this information is not something outdated. It's actually right now at this time. And so this information really helps us to understand what's happening, and also for the specific pumps and gates to know when to open the gates, or when to close it, or when the pumps should run. Also, you can see like it's not just about the water level or water temperature. Also, you can see some informations about some chemicals, like you can see like chloride in the water, what's the chloride level in that specific region. And it's constantly monitoring across different chemical parameters as well. Like it could be something else. Yeah, this is again chloride. So you can see like it's across the whole country, they have this all sensors monitoring this. And also there is also some gates to know like, okay, what is the status of that gate, is it closed or open? So I just wanted to share this because it's really a beautiful, speaking of environment monitoring and living in Netherlands, this is something that came to my mind, like something beautiful to share with this real-time data that's happening here. And this is just about like water management. There's also like other beautiful use cases that we can keep talking about, like ocean cleanup is also one of the such use cases, where they kind of use these different boats to collect all this waste in the ocean, with the two boats just collecting all it from it's some of the boats are automated to making sure like it just runs in an autonomous way to detect all this garbages in the ocean, like using some sensors. So I can see like whichever use case we pick, it's actually has this combination of some IoT sensors detecting, hey, there is a garbage here or something like that. And there's other side, there's the flip side, there's an AI which monitors and say like, maybe you need to focus on this specific water body to make sure like there is it's clean, or it's already clean, so focus on this side. So all these decisions are happening in a real-time way, and also with the combination of AI and IoT just goes hand in hand. This is one of the beautiful project I've been following up, and you can see like almost 100,000 tons of waste has been collected. So yeah, this is another use case on like environment monitoring and how it's actually helping others. So yeah, these are two use cases which I wanted to share. And once again, thank you all for the opportunity, and wish you a good day.
Impact. Mr. Deepan, your insightful presentation on IoT and AI for environmental monitoring and conservation has provided us with a global perspective on the intersection of technology and environmental sustainability. You took us all to Netherlands for a few moments, showing us the real-time data. It was a wonderful illustration indeed. Once again, thank you, Mr. Deepan, for your valuable contribution. And we hope to learn continuously from you and your expertise in the future. Our Father Director, Reverend Dr. Michael John S.J., the convener of this conference, says his special word of thanks to you. Thank you once again, Mr. Deepan.
Thanks. Thank you all.
Thank you. Dear audience, please store the learnings from the talks you had listened so far. Let us keep ourselves tied up to yet another important session, which is a panel discussion from the most distinguished panelists. We are now about to embark on a compelling journey of ideas and insights as we explore the theme of reimagining business models for a sustainable industry 5.0. For this insightful panel discussion, we have the privilege of hosting a distinguished group of experts who bring a wealth of knowledge and experience onto the stage. Please join me in welcoming the panelists. Dr. Selva Lakshmi, Principal and Professor, Tyagaraja School of Management, Madurai. She's FD PM at IIM, AFD PM at IIM Ahmedabad, MBA and MPhil Marketing from MK University. She has obtained a doctoral degree from MK University. With a rich profile, she is here with us to give her insightful words. Next, Dr. S. Madhavan, Professor, Department of Management Studies, Dean of Arts, MS University, Tirunelveli. Having 27 years of teaching experience, in total, he has served in various institutions of good repute, namely NMS, SVN College Madurai, Tyagaraja School of Management Madurai, Alliance Business Academy, Bangalore, Al Muzana College of Technology, Sultanate of Oman. Professor Madhavan is here to tap us with his insightful words. Next, Mr. Sanjay Gunasingh, Managing Director, Belpins, Tirunelveli. Our panel member, Mr. Sanjay Gunasingh, is an active member of Tirunelveli Small and Tiny Industries Association. He is an engineer in mechanics and he did his master's in financial management. He was the chairman of CII earlier. He is closely associated with Xiba as well. I request Father Director you to greet Mr. Sanjay Gunasingh with the memento, please. Our panel member, Mr. Thomas Anthony, Managing Director, Country Manager, Jacobi Power India Limited, Tirunelveli. He was working as a freelancer in an activated carbon industry since 2004, had set up 2 activated carbon industries, one in Coimbatore and one in Tuticorin. Later, he established a company called Carb, involved in exporting of coconut shell-based charcoal and activated carbon, as well as across the globe. With a larger plan, he has established 2 manufacturing industries and 1 trading company focused in production of coconut shell-based steam-activated carbon in Tamil Nadu, 1 in Coimbatore. Jacobi Carbon India Private Limited, another 2 in Tirunelveli, Nova Carbons India Private Limited, and Jacobi Power India Private Limited. All are the subsidiaries of Jacobi Carbons AB. He is the Vice Chairman of the Confederation of Indian Industry, Tuticorin chapter. Also, he holds a crucial responsibility as the President for SIPCAT, Industrial Owners Association. May I request Father Director once again to greet Mr. Thomas Anthony with a memento. Thank you, Father. The panelists will bring us a unique perspective and expansive experience in the realm of business sustainability and digitalization. My request, Dr. Selva Lakshmi ma'am, to initiate the panel discussion. Over to ma'am.
Good noon, one and all. I deem it as my pleasure, privilege, to be here amidst this eminent professionals. And I'm feeling very pleased and feeling very warm with the kind of cordial Thank you for all the warmth. I feel really very pleasant being here amidst you. I know most of you, I mean, interacting with you so many times, and so, I mean, our interactions with the panelists also. So I'm very humbled to be a part of this panel. And thank you, sir, for considering me and also giving me this opportunity. This event is a conventional event with a very contemporary theme. That's what I felt. So every time when we attend a conference, we feel really ignited, having ignited minds because of the thoughts which have been invoked. Now today, the topic that we are going to deal about is on reimagining the business models in an industry 5.0 scenario, considering the business sustainability as our core focus. So, like as many of my former, speakers, keynote speakers who have addressed it all vastly, how we moved from industry 1.0, which all talked about mechanization, industry 2.0, which talked about electrification, and industry 3.0, which talked about automation, industry 4.0, which talked about digitalization. Now, when it moved into the zone of digitalization, few challenges were realized. Like when it talked about all the digital tools to understand, predict, gain knowledge, predict the patterns, and therefore take decisions. The crucial question was, is it going to be human friendly? People started getting scared or fearful that this digitalization might prevent people from getting job opportunities. Will it replace humans? This was one major threat. The second challenge which was posed was, you might have heard in 2022, in a Moscow Chess Academy, it was found that a robot which was playing against a small boy, a 7-year-old boy named Christopher, broke his finger just because of the quickness and nimbleness with which the small boy moved his finger. The computer or the robot was not able to assess the pace, and then it reacted as though it is some foreign bodies, and then like the boy lost his fingers got broken. In fact, the video was shared widely. Now this again was the second challenge. Is it really human oriented? Does it have any sense of human affinity or connect? The third dimension is it going to be sustainable? Can we live in this paradigm, or is it going to be only profit centric? So that is when the importance of 5.0 was felt, wherein, as Madam Sharmila had and Sir had, the father had given us a perspective about the three pillars, which talked about resilience, which talked about human centricity and sustainability, wherein we had the triple bottom line of planet, people, and profits as the core values. So our thoughts are going to be into how this industry 5.5 is going to facilitate the business sustainability, and what kind of models are likely to evolve, and how are we, as members who will be ruling this business environment in the next 2 decades, what difference will it make to you as young managers and professionals in your career prospects and promises? So, with this thought, I would like to invite our co-panelists. First, let me invite Mr. Thomas Anthony to share his thoughts on how this industry 5.0 is going to, make business sustainability meaningful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Okay, thank you very much, the Xiba management, for inviting me to be here to interact with the college students. You are all comfortable in Tamil or English? Both. So, it's a liberty to talk in Tamil, okay? So that everybody can interact. As rightly said, ma'am, actually, the future is business based on the sustainability. So from our company, we are working on a sustainability journey. We want to become a net zero company by 2030. Since we are manufacturing activated carbon from coconut shell, we are also emitting pollution. So we want to cut down by emission, and we want to be self-sustainable in terms of power, and we want to be net zero by 2030. So to reach the goal, so we are focusing on three areas. One is the people, second is planet, third is the product. So whether our products are sustainable in nature, that's the first thing. So we make activated carbon, so we use coconut shell. So coconut shell is a renewable raw material. So we want to replace the coal-based carbon. So coal is also used in water purification. We want to replace the coal because coal is not self-sustainable, whereas coconut shell is sustainable. So we are focusing on our products, how our products can support the world, become a sustainable world. So we are giving more importance to our basic our products and raw material, how we can convert our raw material to self-sustainable material. So we, as you know that Tamil Nadu வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கரி, I think they are all burning coconut shell in open methodல போட்டு burn பண்றாங்க. So it emitting environmental issues இருக்கும். USA நிறைய இடத்துல பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, கறி போட்டு எரிக்கிறதுனால வந்து நிறைய எமிஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும். So we come up with a new technology to combust to produce the coconut shell in a more combused manner, so that we can reduce the emission. That's the one part. And the second thing, by using the energy, we are going to produce power. So that's the thing. We spend money for the past 5 years. Now come up with a new technology in Coimbatore. We have installed a new gas turbine system, so that we can burn coconut shell and we produce our raw material, and also we produce for our own consumption. So our Coimbatore factory in 2024, we become self-sustainable in terms of power. So this is one way we are focused. The second thing is actually regarding the planet. How we are going to support the planet. So one, actually the previous guy, Mr. Deepan Pesnamari, the environmental compliance and reporting is the key here. So how we are going to monitor and how we are going to track our environmental emission in our factory and outside the factory. It's not only our factory, but பண்ண முடியாது. It's a GWP 1, 2, 3 3 scope இருக்குது. So we are also focusing on our supply side, GW3 scope. So whether our suppliers are sustainable இருக்கிறாங்களா இல்லையா, how we can support our suppliers, that we can reduce the emissions. அதுதான் அந்த சாக்கோ டெக்னாலஜி சொன்னோம். So we are also tracking our company. எவ்வளோ பேர் வந்து பைசைக்கிள்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க, கார் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க, அது மூலமாக எப்படி நம்ம எமிஷனை ரெடியூஸ் பண்ண முடியும். Tracking the emission records. All our factories, including the diesel generator, we have a online stack monitoring. So இது மூலமா we are getting results every 15 minutes, whether all our machines are running as per plan run பண்றோமா, are we emitting emission in excess of the government norms பண்ண மாதிரி விஷயங்களை we are tracking all the emission. அந்த ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் நாங்க கலெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு we are trying to reduce the emission by inventing the new technology. So அந்த விஷயங்களை நாங்க பிளானட்டுக்காக ஒர்க் பண்றோம். Third thing actually is a key is the people. Whether our people are சஸ்டைனபிளாக இருக்கிறாங்களா இல்லையா. ஸோ யூ கேன் கம் அப் வித் நிறைய டெக்னாலஜிஸ் நீ கொண்டு வரலாம். பட் அகெயின் ஒரு ப்ராப்பர் ஒர்க் லைஃப் பேலன்ஸுக்கு நீ இல்லைன்னா அஸ் எம்ப்ளாயிஸ் தே ஆர் கோயிங் டு ஸ்ட்ரகிள். ஸோ அந்த விஷயங்களை வந்து அந்த கம்பெனிஸில் நாங்கள் வந்து ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணுறோமா இல்லையா, ஜெண்டர் ஈக்குவாலிட்டி கொடுத்துருக்கோமா இல்லையா, அவங்களுக்கு தேவையான ரூல்ஸ் அண்ட் ரெகுலேஷன்ஸை வந்து நாங்களெல்லாம் வந்து ஃபாலோ பண்ணுறோமா இல்லையா, அவங்களுக்கு ஈக்குவல் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் டு க்ரோ இந்த ஆர்கனைசேஷன் கொடுக்கோமா இல்லையாங்க. ஸோ 3 things are very important. One is people, planet and the products. இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி we are working on our sustainable journey.
Thank you, sir, for those industry relevant inputs. And may I request Dr. S. Madhavan to give us an academic perspective on how this is going to be empowering our business sustainability in the long run.
Good afternoon, everyone, and very happy and humbled to be a part of this elite panel. With that words of thanks, I would like to share some of my thoughts as an opening remark. Right, we all know that one sentence which has been repeated all over our life and which will never change, because that says change is the only permanent thing which is available in this world. But that change is what is happening in the history. It has happened, it is happening, and it will happen. Right? So that is the way forward for us. What happened in the past 50 years cannot be taken for the past 20 years, cannot be taken for the past 10 years. The speed with which things are happening are changing forever. So in that perspective, reimagining the business models has to be the key word which we have to think for every second by 24/7, right? Because if we can lose trillions of dollars in a blink of an eye. Right? That is how the world is moving as fast as that. As Sir has put, we are used to the 4 P's of marketing, but now he has put in a new concept of 3 P's: people, products, and planet. So that is how the industry 5.0 is moving on, and how to make it sustainable is what we have to do. Now, when she said that we have to have an academic perspective on this, I have to date back my story back to 1962 or 1969, where diffusion of innovation theory was propounded by Rogers or by Bass and others, those who gave some new ideas into the innovation theory. Because basically, when we are trying to innovate, people will first resist to all your innovations. They will question you, they will laugh at you, they will avoid you, but finally they will accept you. So that is how it goes. Whatever may be the product, philosophy, or whatever it is. Like when the banking technology brought in internet for the first time, probably I think in India, there was not even a single banking employee who did not go on strike. Today, Madam Sharmila, who is the regional manager of State Bank of India, was praising or proclaiming that banking has gone up like anything, and you are all not in queues. YONO is the best app possible, and banks are coming up out with anything. But actually, they were the ones who resisted technology in the Indian landscape. But today, without technology, nothing can be done. So that is how it goes. And these things will happen because there are only 2.5% innovators out of any 100 people who are doing business, right? Based on this Rogers model, who has published a paper in 1962, which is still the base for innovation, right? We have got many new theories, many new philosophies, but still everybody is basing their research only on this. Because in a market where 100 people are there, only 2.5% are innovators. And after that, 13.5% are going to be early adopters. So they be the first to adapt to the things. And then the next 34% are early majority. The remaining 34% are late majority, and the remaining 16% are laggards. So this pattern still continues. But the point here is that what the contribution of this 2.5% is making to the industry, right? As we have moved on from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and now we are talking about 5, probably 6 is already coming. When we are talking 5.0, the technology, probably for communication technology, we are using 5G. When we are going to talk about industry 5.0, still 6G is already on the way. So something is outpacing our form of growth. So what is that we are going to do? As academicians, we are trying to prepare the student force who are going to contribute to the industry in the near future, because outdated theories and outdated practices cannot be the way for the future. We are taking inputs from the industry, incorporating them in the curriculum, making you ready for the industry again. As Dr. Karupsamy Ramanathan was telling about that 10.5 years, right? We are to make that 10.5 years meaningful, and that is going to contribute to the remaining 73 years of your age, or some 50, 60 years of your age. So that is how it is going to go about it. So, but I just wanted to conclude my opening remarks by quoting the most important disruptor of the economy, right? The business models. All the business models was disrupted by him more than anybody else. Is Mr. Jeff Bezos, right? The founder of Amazon. He is the one who has told this, that focus on what will not change and not on what will change. Probably you have to try to find out something which is going to be permanent, right? Among the various things which are going to change. Because we started with nothing is permanent, everything is going to be changing. but we have to focus on something, identify something, create some uniqueness, and identify that uniqueness and focus on that, that which may not be able to be changed by whatever industry 6.0, 7.0, 8.0, and so on. So if that is going to be the contribution of the human centric people, or the human capital here, probably that is where we are keeping ourselves ready. So that is what the key takeaway which we wanted to have at the end of conferences like this. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. I think, I mean, when I came across the logo of bell pins, I felt very nostalgic. We have really used the bell pins at different levels, and I got to understand that you move, I mean, from bell pins to stationaries to different kind of nails and probably to candles also. I think in your industry, this would make very, very appropriate impacts in terms of the industry 5.0, which is completely on based on computers and technology sharing and all that. We would like to have your insights into that this area, sir, please.
Good afternoon to one and all gathered here. I take this opportunity to thank the management of this college, esteemed institution, the faculty and the students for having invited me to this conference. Getting back to this question, the brand, our panel coordinator said that the brand is nostalgic because it's been alive for almost 70 years now. I'm sorry, 60 years, right from 1952. So it's something familiar with a lot of people, especially the millennials, I guess, because today I do not know how much of today's generation gets to use pins or safety pins because the market is transforming, or probably there are equivalents coming, or the product doesn't find a purpose. Coming to Industry 5, I would just like to put a question to the students here as to how many of you had an exposure in a manufacturing or a service industry. You can put your hands up. I do not know how many of you are engineers. How many of you have had an exposure? Okay, I see only maybe 3 hands or 3 or 4 hands. You can put your hands down. Okay, so that's nice. So for the rest of you, I just want to explain how exactly, what exactly is Industry 5. You can just imagine a farmer drawing water from the well to have his farm served with water so that the crops can grow. That is Industry 1 because he's devised the mechanism of a pulley. That is Industry 1, right? Industry 2 is installing a motor to pump the water out. So both in the first 2 cases, the farmer has to ensure that there has to be enough water in the well and the farm is also served with water. And when it comes to Industry 3, you have probably a device that's already fit in some of your homes where the motor switches on when the water level is up to a particular point and switches off when it is at a particular point. So based on the level of water in the well, the motor works. But the farmer has to ensure that the farm is not flooded with water, which means he shouldn't be supplying water beyond the requirement. So then we want Industry 4, where we have sensors to measure the amount of water in the field. And these 2 devices interact with each other to ensure that the right amount of water is served. What is Industry 5 is these 2 devices combining and taking a decision and passing it on to the human to take a final decision. Sometimes it can be a bypass provided certain parameters are already met. So this is just a basic example for you to understand what is Industry 5. Okay. Now coming to my industry as such, if we were to take pins, like we were talking of people, products and process. So let's take the raw materials first. Majority of our products are made out of a raw material that can be recycled. That's something that's been default because we make use of steel, and steel is being processed from a larger size to a smaller size, and then it moves on to become pins of smaller quantity. It is consumed in huge numbers. Still, we do not have the statistics that say what quantity of it goes for recycle. Because let's say if it's a big steel, that something like a big girder or a channel or a big sheet metal, big sheet of material, all the things go to scrap for recycling. That becomes something which is renewable. But when it comes to a pin, there are not enough statistics that have been established to prove that this particular quantity goes on to move to become a renewable raw material. So that is something which we have not identified. But what Industry 5 states is that this kind of a thing should be tracked. Say about 15 years ago, when I was in an airport in Germany, I bought a bottle of pet water, which is of course terribly expensive. It was about 400 rupees a liter. Today it will be about 800 rupees a liter. And once I bought that bottle of water, they served you a small note saying that if you give this bottle back, we will give you a discount of 100 rupees when you buy the next bottle. I was just wondering why. And this is the kind of digital tracking they had started 15 years ago itself, as to know where exactly they wanted the bottle back, that is to ensure it is recycled. But at the same time, they wanted to know what part of it came back for recycling and what part of it just went off, just to establish that data. This is something Industry 5 looks to. So when you look from that perspective, it becomes a must for you to track the flow of the products. It has to be a responsible thing. 4 or 5 years ago, the Indian government came up with a standing order for all plastic manufacturers, saying it's the manufacturer's responsibility to collect the plastic that is processed, made as a product, and recycle it and collect it back from the consumers. Somehow, for a country like India, it has not happened. Even Singapore tried out something like this, and they have not been successful with it. So, where we stand and how we are about to go about this is a challenge. Secondly, when it comes to, say, people, today it is a challenge to get the workforce working in you. And of course, with automation, people find it comfortable to a certain extent. But to what extent is the question? Has it made people lazy? Has it made people dull? Has it killed the creativity of people? Because over a period of time, if you see, say, from 1970s to 1990s, India had a policy where you could not import whatever you wanted. They had something called an import license. You had to apply for the license, and you had to give a reason for the license, saying that this particular material or machine was not available in India. It's made only in a foreign country, and you had to bring it back, and only then you could import it. And once that got imported, what happened was that machinery was copied, and China excelled in this trade, because you give them something, they can make it into a million pieces of the same thing in the shortest possible time. India was a little slow on that. So the question is, we are talking about Industry 5 and how it is supposed to involve human beings to take a decision on what needs to be done in a particular process and how quickly it needs to be done. Sometimes, as we heard about this case of chess, it could be a situation where the human brain cannot be as fast as the machine, because it depends on the kind of human being, the kind of exposure he's had to that situation. And sometimes the human brain is faster than the machine, because most of us who own mobile phones find that the phone does not process at the speeds we want unless we have a very high-end phone. So that's a challenge we face when it comes to industry also. So you have processes where humans are involved, machines are giving feedback, but then how quickly you react or how slow you react depends on the individual. And statistics again have not been established to say that this particular category of human beings with a particular skill set is suitable for a particular operation. So that needs to be developed. So those are two things probably which we can highlight. And the third thing I would say is how industry needs to be in case of industry. Industry as a whole has to be like a human body. Each individual unit operation inside the industry has to be like an organ. So when each organ faces a situation, the whole body has to respond. Like how if you have, let's say your lung is affected, you start to develop fever. Or you have a swelling, you start to develop fever. Likewise, industry has to respond that way. And again, there it is best to respond involving human presence. So that is what industry is about. And as far as my industry is concerned, the challenge is getting people to understand the right things communicated from the machine and making them to take the right decision. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful example and explanation on the revolutions that has happened, sir. The second dimension that we can take is about like the inputs from the era of Industry 4.0, which is all about digitalization. So much has been talked about AI, IoT, machine learning, and others. That there are industries which has evolved very successfully. You might have all heard about Tesla being the pioneer in this. Their Giga factory which has been built in Berlin, which has been a forerunner. They are aiming at manufacturing as much as 500,000 electric vehicles. They built a factory at 300 hectares of land, wherein when the environmentalists resisted, they ensured that the deforestation which has been happened or which is supposed to happen has been completely taken care of by building human-made forests, wherein all the plants were alike, all the trees were alike. They ensured that for every tree which has been cut, 3 different trees were planted. And not only that, they have promised to give a relocation to the bats, lizards, and snakes which lived in that. Now, all that to the extent that it had happened was different, but then the commitment to sustainability was a pioneering effort. So it is not only about what they produced out of the factory, but how they produced about the factory and what kind of tools and techniques they were using became a matter of significance. And over and about that, the electric vehicle, as you might be aware, is technically sophisticated with even Tesla clouds which reads the driver specifications, so that the seats get rearranged and their rooftop panels are all solar made, so that the production is made highly efficient and whatnot. There are several factories which has really started using such mechanisms. My question or my probably input that we seek from the panel is that how do you find what the tools, whichever has been much spoken about, is being used in your industry? What kind of change or interfaces have you used? Maybe is it in terms of the intelligence that you've generated? What are the tracking measures? What are the, 2 decades before, what were the measures that you had as key inputs which will determine the performances? And today, have you really evolved? What new technologies have you adopted to ensure the progress? As the sir said, sustaining in a 60 year, 70 year is really an amazing thing. So what kind of changeover have you taken? I would first like to probably request the industrialists to give your inputs, followed by we can take some inputs from the Dr. Professor Madhavan as well.
Okay, here I can quote a few things from my industry as such. So basically, to start with, we have something called an electroplating plant, where all the pins made are coated with either nickel or zinc, and then that gives it a very pleasing finish, and that is how it is sold in the market. But for that coating, we will not have a bright silvery finish, and the product would rust just like that within a week. Because of this coating, the product will have a life of around 2 years. So this process involves a lot of chemicals, including nickel, zinc, and the most harmful chemical used in conventional plating industry called chrome or chromic acid. So this process has been on in our factory since say about 1958. And earlier there was no government restriction on the wastewater that was generated out of this process, say from around 1958 to 1992, because you could just let the water out and nobody was objecting to it. There was no environmental awareness, and we were part of this story. And by a little prior to that, the awareness started coming, because we were disposing of this chrome water because the government did not mandate any specific treatment procedures as such. And one day we came to find out that 2 cows that were wandering on the street had the opportunity to drink this water, and they died. So that's when we realized the harmfulness of this chemical. But still, government did not mandate anything. But by 1992, something called Pollution Control Board was set up. After the same was set up in Tamil Nadu. Prior to that, it was set up in Delhi around 1984 to control pollution. So once that came in, we set up a plant where this chrome was treated, and certain parameters, all the parameters were reasonably met. I wouldn't say fully met, because they would say the TDS of the dispersed water should stay around 2000, but we were doing around 3000, 4000, because the correct technology was not available at that point of time. So then 15 years later, they insisted that the first thing insisted that we should install a chrome recovery system and a reverse osmosis system. We went ahead and installed the reverse osmosis system, wherein from 2013 to till date, we do not dispose a single drop of water outside. And the say about 70% of the water is recycled into the plant for industrial use. The balance 30% is just sent to a solar bed where it is dried by the sun. So this is one way of sustainability. I would just like to share another example which I saw abroad. Maybe about, again, 15 years ago, I had a visit to Canada. Canada is known for its paper mill and the quality of wood products they make. The amount of trees they have probably is the largest in the world, because if you are flying across Canada for 6 hours straight across the stretch, all you would see on the ground is only trees. And still, they are so careful about their nature, like the North European countries. So they have huge paper mills, and as some of you probably know, paper mills depend heavily on trees for as their raw material, because the wood is used, it is pulped and then only made into paper. When you take a sheet of paper, it essentially means you have torn out a bark from a tree. So what they have planned is, they know the size of tree, and by what period of time does it reach that particular size as required by them. So if it is 20 years, they if 100 trees are cut, they plant 1,000 trees, and they make sure the trees that are planted are cut only after 20 years. So the cycle continues, and they have never lost their forest wealth as such, except for the first patch they lost. Why talk about Canada when we can talk about our own industry, that too with Thomas next to me? You can all make the Oklahoma tire factory in Gangaikondan a great experience. You know how tires are made. When it comes to sustainability, they have something called the Miyawaki forest, where they have planted about, you will think I'm lying, they have planted about 70,000 trees in Gangaikondan itself, and it's like a mini forest. And that is something you visit. And if you get a chance to visit the TVS factory in Hosur, they have got something like a natural forest for about, I think it's about 25 or 30 acres, with a lake and a pond and a huge breed of animals and birds. That was reported in the papers also. They have not disturbed it. They have retained that original biodiversity. And those are all examples of sustainability which people want to ensure it is always there with the industry, and also to ensure that industry is always trying to be green and will do its best to make it green as long as the technology is available, the technology is viable, and the technology is affordable. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. I think you all know that now sustainability reporting is a part of the compliance now. So all the international companies, they have to make a sustainability reporting in their annual report. So we have to collect the data, the emission level, the compliance. So two things. One, you have to find a way to collect the data in your factory. The second thing, how we are going to report to the respective authorities. Those are the two key factors. So since we manufacture activated carbon, we are running our factory is a continuous running factory. So we have to collect data, real-time data. So right now with the technology available, we are using different sensors to collect our process parameters as well as the emission level. As Sanjay said, we follow the zero liquid discharge system. So we 100% we recycle the water. We never discharge water to the ground. So that's the other thing all the companies should follow nowadays. These are the requirements from the Pollution Control Board. So the key is here, you have to find a way to collect the real-time data, then how we are going to compile the data and how we are going to report to the management. So to track this, one, you can rely on your own existing system. At the same time, you can work with the third parties. So we are working with the two agencies, the NASA. I don't know how you have heard about the company called NASA. NASA means Environmental Health and Safety, NASA. So it's an independent body. They have a office all over the world. So they will come to your site and once in a year, and they will do the independent audit. So they collect all the data from your factory and they come and visit your factory, and they will give you the records, and they will publish the records in the public domain. So the company is responsible to meet the environmental requirements. Last week, we got audit from Japan. So the Japanese NSR team, they visited our factory along with the local consultant for even the Tamil language people also. They will translate, they will interact with the employees. So one is the NSA, is a good independent organization. They will support the industry. The second thing is a SMETA. It's a 4-pillar audit actually. Whether company is sustainable, whether they are following all the rules and regulations, whether they take care of the employees, So it's a SMETA. So if you have a SMETA audit, they will interact 30% of our work, your employees directly, one-to-one, without the management interference. They will talk to the employees and they will talk to the people whether the company is good, whether are you able to get all the benefits or everything they will talk. So those are the two things. ISO is different. ISO is now is a part and parcel of the business, but you can work the NSA and SMETA. That will guide you. That will give you an independent opinion about the company sustainability. As Sanjay said, it's a planting trees is a responsibility of everyone. So we come up with a theme, one employee, one tree. So we are doing for the past 2 years. We give trees to each and every employee, and once in a week, the team of people will go and visit the tree in each locations. So we have provided the mango tree, coconut tree, and other trees depending upon the land availability. As the Yokohama tires, they are working on the forestation. Government also, Tamil Nadu government also come up with the mini forest. Kurungadugal Valaputhitan solittu they come up now. So they are encouraging all the companies to plant trees in their area. So from our company, we have planted 10,000 trees in our locations. The government has given 30 acres land, and we have planted 10,000 trees with the support of SIPCOT as well as the forest department. Now it's going to become a mandatory now. Whether you like it or not, every company should find a way, they have to find a way to plant trees. So the Kurungarkal Thittam Mulama, they are now insisting the company to plant trees. So that will safeguard the environment. So coming back to the ma'am actually, yeah, Tesla, yes. We are also working with Tesla very closely. You know that batteries mainly produced out of lithium, but now batteries also produced out of coconut shell. So we are now providing raw material to Tesla ancillaries companies. They are now making batteries because it's a capacitors. Now they can storage the electricity. So we innovate the technology in Tirunelveli, the first time in the world. So we are now supplying to the Tesla companies, and most of the EV vehicles or solar panels, they are going to use coconut shell as a storage device. So thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, congratulations to all the practitioners who are practicing the new age technologies which are sustainable. As far as I am concerned, I am also thrilled about some of the innovations in the finance technology, right? Because I am into finance and I can talk only about that. So when I am looking at various developments, they are talking about the manufacturing industry. But the other thing which is talking about, which is creating all these changes in giving some impetus to the adoption of Industry 5.0 is the banking technology or fintech. So how this fintech has changed the environmental scenario? Probably when Madam Sharmila was talking about people standing in queues in the banks, to today having something on your palm top, like your mobile phones and doing your banking. What does that mean to us when it talks about sustainability or talks about ESG, like for example, environmental, social and governance? That means that taking clue from Mr. Sanjay's words from his example of Canada protecting their trees, probably we are also doing that when we are adopting to fintech, because we are not filling up any challans anymore. Right? We are not using challans. When we are not using challans anymore means we are not using paper. So that means that indirectly we are also saving trees. So that is how the adoption of technology is going to be impacting something on the environment, which we are not directly saying with many statistics, but that is how it goes. So giving some statistics which has got an usage in India, that we have to be very proud that 54% of the Indian population is using internet. 84% of the Indian population is using mobiles, and 78% of the Indian population is banked today as on date, and then 3% of the Indian population is using credit cards, and 29% of us are using digital payments. So this is the real-time financial technology statistics I am sharing with you for as far as 2022 is concerned. And if this number is going to get multifolded, like for example, digital payments, if that is going to take care of in the near future, if it is going to be more than 29%, because we are very, very way behind US, which is 91%. We are way behind UK, which is 92%. But we are again closing in with China, which is 68%. But how far we are going to adapt to this technology is going to tell us on what ESG which we are going to talk about. But there is a promising story for the youngsters here, right? We have got at least 25 plus fintech companies which are unicorns, right? So all of you understand what is unicorn and all that stuff. I don't want to spend much time on that, but still, that unicorns are all started in India on the financial technology companies only. So that is what I'm telling. And we are the third largest financial technology unicorns available in any of in the entire world. So we are part of the ecosystem where we are going to talk about the promising thing which are upcoming like anything, and we have got a lot of opportunities. So in collaboration with people like Mr. Thomas, who is providing the raw materials to the world leader in technology, Tesla, and see the opportunity of you people. So that is where I'm very happy that we are also into this ecosystem of providing the human capital to the world through this business schools like Xiba, where we are able to contribute to Mr. Thomas' company, which in turn is turning and contributing to the world scenario. So that is how we are also moving ahead, and we are pace up with Industry 5.0. So fintech is the leader in providing innovation, and that is contributing a lot to the industrial space. So that is how these are all reflected in the examples quoted by the learned colleagues on the dais.
Thank you, Doctor. We are positively overwhelmed by the responsible business that you are into. And we are also glad to note that it has been acknowledged in the world platform, including players like Tesla. Like with the banking, yes, I heard, I had one of my colleagues' daughter who has been recently moved to New Zealand, who stated with regret that if they have to come to the bank in person for transaction, they'll have to pay an amount. So that is the scenario that we are moving into, which means the acknowledgement and the acceptance of technology adoption is revealed there. The second part of it that we are going to, probe into now is about the human interface with such technology. Right. We might have all heard about the story in Bangalore, which happened a couple of years back, wherein women at the age of 35 at around 7 o'clock in the morning was stabbed repeatedly when she was about to take money from the ATM. We all heard this story. We all have heard a similar story that in an open railway station, when there were so many people around, a girl was killed brutally by one of his, one of a small boy actually. So the point that we're trying to drive here is, how do they investigate this? They went in thoroughly with the use of technology, that is the cameras which has been fixed. What is unfortunate is that these cameras were recording the movement of the culprit for the previous 1 hour, but it was not in a position to probably take the knowledge, convert into a prediction that there is something which is going to be wrong. So this person who stabbed the women in ATM had been going in and out for nearly 1 hour. The same is the case with the boy. This was video recorded. But what is the action being taken? Are we using technology as a post-mortem, or are we using it as a predictional measure? What is the level of human intervention required, human acceptance required? Sir was citing about innovators being hardly 2.5, which means they have accepted innovation as a way of life. So my question to the esteemed panelists, how do you see human interface or acceptance of new technology or new industry entering into business sustainability with Industry 5.0? Can you throw us some inputs into the human perspectives of all these dimensions in all the industries, please, sir?
You heard about a lot of positions being created in the industry, HR manager or production managers. Now, I think yesterday we have appointed the sustainability office. Okay, so that's the key here, because collection of data, recording of data, that's a one stage of thing. The second thing, how we are going to make decisions based on the data available. So now we have recently appointed a sustainability officer for our company. So he is going to track, the position is going to track all the information available and what is the reporting. And based on the true requirements, we are going to come up with a new system in place to ensure that we become a net zero by 2030. So human intervention is really very important. நான் ரொம்ப ஜோக்கா சொல்லிட்டு இருப்பேன், சொல்லி நடக்காம ஹெச்ஆர் இன்னொரு 20 years 30 years கழிச்சு என்னமோ ஒரு சிப்பை வந்து இன்சர்ட் பண்ணிடுவாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ வென் டு திங்க் அபவுட் த கம்பெனி, வென் டு திங்க் அபவுட் த பர்சனல் திங்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்துடுற மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஸோ ஐம் ஒரிட் இட் மே கம். இப்போ இப்போதைக்கு வந்து வி ஆர் கிவிங் ட்ரைனிங் ப்ரோக்ராம், கிவிங் பேப்பர்ஸ் டு எவாலுவேட் தேர் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். Maybe in after 30 years, they will insert a chip. Whether this guy is thinking about the company or he is really working or he is not working. So அந்த மாதிரி டெக்னாலஜி கூட இன்னொரு 20-30 இயர்ஸ்க்குள்ள டெஃபினெட்லி வரலாம். ஸோ நம்ம பார்க்கலாம், நம்ம வாட்ஸ்அப்பில் வந்து ஆக்டிவாக இருக்கோமா இல்லையா, ஃபேஸ்புக்கில் ஆக்டிவாக இருக்காமா இல்லையாங்க மாதிரி. மேபி பிரெயின் ஆக்டிவாக இருக்கா, பிரெயின் எதில் ஆக்டிவாக இருக்குது, இது வந்து பிஸ்னஸில் ஆக்டிவாக இருக்குதா, இல்லை பர்சனல் ஆக்டிவாக இருக்காங்களா, இல்லை ஸ்போர்ட்ஸில் ஆக்டிவாக இருக்காங்களா மாதிரி டெக்னாலஜி மேக் கம் அப். பட் as the morning father the பேசினு சொன்னாங்க, I think we have a 6 M's, many things we are investing money, machine method எல்லாமே, but only one thing is work, always the human's brain. So அதை என்னைக்குமே மறந்துடக்கூடாது. Whatever the new technology or new everything, we have to use it as a good thing, but we have to find a way to always induce our brain. So for which we want to work very closely with our employees to teach them what is the importance of requirement of each compliance. Okay, so we come up with a new sustainability officer. Through the position, we want to make sure that whether the company is in compliance with the legal requirement or
not. Just to add to what Madam said, I will add another example. Something I heard from one of the consultants for Tangamail Jewelry, a very popular brand down south. So they have an online jewelry buying system where people log in with their names, numbers to buy jewels or coins or bullions, whatever it may be. So what happened was, this particular person, almost for a period of 1 month, would come in, log in with a name and a number, and then try to buy something for a huge sum, something running into a few crores. And every day he would come only in the night, access the website, try concluding that sale, but then withdraw after 30 or 45 minutes. So there is somebody called this chief technology officer who was monitoring this, because the system gives a report as to how many people have logged in, what they have bought, what is the average sale per login and things like that. So they found this one particular person logging in almost for more than 30 to 40 days, trying to buy something for a huge sum and then withdrawing the last minute. So then they informed the police, and police took some time to track this out, and they found that this was a young kid trying to hack the system and take off that huge sum of thing that was to be sent to them. So he was working on that. So what I'm trying, and then Tangamail came up with a customized solution for themselves to monitor people who are buying. Probably it's not been commercialized. Probably it exists with other gold jewelry retailers also. We do not know. But the system is evolving. What is happening is people have developed their own systems. Some it might be fully automated, some it might be with human intervention, but it is all at a in-house level. Nothing has been popularized or commercialized, so that, and there is no one common formula like an ERP for all companies. In the sense, even in ERP, you have to customize company to company. An ERP for Nova Carbon will not meet the same requirements of my company. It would be different. So likewise, customized solutions have been arrived at depending on the kind of manufacturing industry or service sector. But then things are evolving, and probably it's only a question of time. Over the next 4 or 5 years, this will definitely evolve. It will get commercialized, and perhaps it will be a large disruptor in terms of providing security, in terms of goods, people, and things like that. And beyond that, we could perhaps reach a stage where people could be implemented with sensors for tracking and movement. It looks something like fiction, but there is a possibility it could happen. You never know, because today we have something called Aadhaar, we have something called a fingerprint, because your fingerprint can do a lot of things, get you through in and out of a lot of things. So slowly things are evolving, and I'm sure in the future we will have solutions expected. It's only a question of time. Thank you.
So as far as the financial segment is concerned, like she was talking about the various developments, the human interface, probably what we are worried about is the fraudulent activities, right? So because the volume of UPI transactions in India, the biggest innovation in India was in two things happened in 2016. One was demonetization. On the other side, it was UPI. But today, 74 billion transactions have happened in 2022. So see the volume of thing, that is the highest in the whole of the world, right? So when that comes in, when it is human interface, many people are trying to use it in the positive way, but there are also people who are intruding into our system and trying to take away our money. So that is the kind of activity which is happening. And as the question asked by madam is, are we using technology for prediction or are we using technology for postmortem? Probably the sorry state of affairs as on date is only postmortem, because many things is happening only, we take it into technology only after the event has happened. There are many prediction models which are available, but still the percentage of usage for prediction is very less when compared to percentage of postmortem, right? Immediately when a theft has happened, the first the police is not asking the question when it has happened, what it has happened. It is asking, have you installed the CCTV? So that is the first question they are asking. So the intelligence is now being replaced by technology. That is why I still always tell my students that they have come out with AI. Yes, IoT is the thing. I understand. AI is going to be the rule of the game. I understand. But still, it is still AI, artificial intelligence. It is still artificial. Intelligence is there, okay, but still it is artificial. Can we replace AI, or can we replace the natural intelligence with artificial intelligence? Can you replace a real teacher with your YouTube videos? Still a big question mark. So that throws open a lot of opportunities for us in the years to come. As I said, we are not far away from somebody inserting a chip inside us, because today medical field has started doing that like anything, right? Earlier you have to go to the laboratory to test your sugar level. Now they have given you a strip and a pen to test your self-testing of your thing. Now today AGP has come. You just paste a sticker here. Then what it happens is 24/7 it monitors. You have to just note down your eating habits and then take that chip back to the doctor and say, give it to the diabetes center. They will tell you that in the last 1 month, 14 days, that AGP cost you 3,000 rupees. So 14 days, what you have done, where your sugar level went up, where your sugar level came down. But today, that AGP is also replaced. It has become app-based, right? The doctor himself can access your blood sugar level 24/7 for the next 30 days for a cost of just 3 rupees per day. See the amount of technology, the cost has come down. Blood test in a laboratory cost you 30 rupees. From that to a strip to 20 rupees, to an AGP which was 3,000 rupees. Now today at a level of price of 3 rupees per day, you can monitor your sugar level for 24/7. So what is that I am talking about is, are we going to monitor our sugar after it has risen, or are we going to predict that it is going to rise and take preventive measure? The choice is yours, right? Either it is the industry or the consumers like you and me, or the students who are going to be managers for the tomorrow. They are going to use it as a predictive tool or as a post-mortem tool. The choice is yours. So the intelligence lies there. Like father was telling in the morning, the silver line between this and that. The real intelligence, look at there where you are, which is the tool you are going to use. Because knife is a knife, weapon is a weapon, but it depends upon in whom's hand it is going to be, right? Whether it is going to be in the hands of the surgeon to save a life, or it is going to be in the hands of a criminal to take a life. That is your choice, and that lies your real intelligence.
Great, sir. That input was really consolidating our thoughts into this. May we now invite few questions, if any, from the audience. If you want to check out with the panelists, they are here with us to share their experiences and their knowledge with you. Yes, sir.
Dear panel members, thank you for the wonderful discussion that we had here, and that we have discussed almost on 3 different dimensions, and finally ended up with this human dimension. And the question that I wanted to ask, or I mean, before that piece of question, the one small information that I wanted to add is, when we date back to Plato's world of philosophy, Plato says things, certain things start as subsistence, and then finally they end up as substantial thing. What has happened in the world of AI, starting from industry 1.0 to 5.0, is the thing started as subsistence, but it has become substantial today. In the example of what Mr. Sanjay Gunasingh said, water bottle was a subsistent thing, and now it has become substantial. But the challenge that is happening today is that you are asking me to shake hands with something that is substantial. No, you're not asking me, I'm not criticizing, I'm just giving, throwing a light. What is happening is that today you call as an industry 5.0, and then you tell me, shake hands with what is substantial thing, which means you're not telling me, learn the art of, you're just asking me to learn the art of using the sword, rather than focusing on the energy or the skill of learning something, or the skill of valor that is already inside me. That is the thing that I get an idea today. And the thing that that has happened as a shift in the panel is, it started with something so great, something venturous, something adventurous, but then we end up in human freedom. Is that going to be the pattern? If it is human freedom that we are thrusting, it has to be always. Why only now? Thank you.
My approach to that question is, with change comes challenges. So as we address the challenge, possibly we are evolving. So as what Professor started, the only permanent thing is change. We can't deny change. We are going to face change. Are we equipped to face the change? That's a second question. But are we ready and willing to face the change? Yes, we should always say yes to that. Because with change, we grow. With change, we evolve. So yes, it may have challenges. Today, like when we go into a system and ask them, even our sugarcane vendors have got a UPI system, and when they do not have it, we with a lot of reluctance, we say, what, you don't have it or what? So that is really the permeability of this technology in terms of fintech is giving us vast scope or advantages. So we may have to be choosy, at the same time be open to such changes and evolve with the system, is what my take is.
Maybe I would look at his question as like this, like as panelists, what we are trying to portray to the audience here is that to share our experience, meaning that I have got some 20, nearly 3 decades of experience, and similarly, all of us have got of the same kind of 2+ decades of experience. When we are talking about our experience, we are talking about sharing our experience here. Again, the question of whether we are using this experience as a postmortem, or we are trying to help you to predict what will happen in the next few years. Right? So when we say that it is human intervention or human freedom, right, without that, it is not possible to have any of the developments. Right? Right from Industry 1 or even before that, if you would have studied Adhan studies, the result is what? Right? The human element is there always. Without that, this revolution can never happen. Right? Machines can never replace human beings in total. Right? And they will replace you if you are doing a monotonous step. That is a problem here. So the input which we are trying to give it to the student friends here, the audience here, is my take here is that, see, we have gone through lot of changes in the past, right? You click the button to Industry 5.0, you will know the history of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. See the pace. It took 50 years from 1 to 2, but it is taking only less than 10 years from 4 to 5. Am I right? So in that case, who made this possible? Who made this possible? It is the human thing. Who is creating all these things? The human capital is creating all these technology. Who creates these sensors? Who is damaging this environment? Who is protecting this environment? That is why I said that again it falls on the human intervention, right? When we talk about Chennai floods, right? Flood is natural, right? Pain is certain, but suffering is a choice. Likewise, the rainfall is a fact, but the suffering, who made it as a suffering? Because we came on to all lakes. Pallikaranai means it is an area, it's a lake. We have encroached that, and now saying that water has come in. We have encroached them. There was no data or forum for the water to tell that you have encroached me. But we now human beings are telling that the water is coming into my house. So likewise, if finance or technology or environment or society or governance or whatever it is, we are sharing our experience to tell you that these are the things which has happened. These are the challenges which we have faced. Be ready to face much more and be ready to learn to create your own intelligence. So that was I think, the key takeaway of this discussion. So that is how I look at this discussion. Any inputs you wanted to give? Otherwise, we will take up the next question.
Any further questions? Yes.
Just I want to share one important thing. I think one side the companies are doing miracles with AI, but the customers are the key. I have an option to choose the company which is creating a lot of damage to the environment or at the cost of environment. I can curb my thirst towards such product. So I think it's a time, particularly I'm talking about the sustainability alone. I'm not focusing on the technological innovation. We cannot ignore. But as far as the environment friendly is concerned, customers are having options to choose the products and everything. I think not happened to Hummer, the car manufacturing company. It's given a huge volume of pollution level. People started ignoring buying that car. So likewise, if you stop buying certain things, automatically it will create a good image for the sustainability awareness among the company. So it's a customers or individual point of view. Okay, we must create an awareness to the companies. We are not for products which is causing more damages to the environment. I think if you started making such type of green signals to them, I think the companies also will be green friendly. Thank you.
Yeah, that is where I wanted to just conclude on by saying, like, only the individuality, right? Once upon a time, we said nobody is indispensable. Today, if and only if you create your individuality and try to become indispensable, then that becomes a sustainable thing. Right? Earlier, mobile phone was a luxury. Today, it has become a part and parcel of my parts of my body. Right? It has become indispensable. Technology is becoming indispensable. Which technology? Which is going to help you? Which is going to contribute? So that is how it is. Like as he said, like coconut shell, which was a waste product for me, today it has become a raw material for me. So that is how they have created. So that is what he is sharing with you, that this is what I have done. Come out with more things in the future.
So add something actually now. Every human individuals, we got our own challenges. We are not systematic always. So that's a problem. Even my father, I cannot replace him by using different technology because he is so systematic. The way he, the dresses, the way இன்னைக்கு போட ட்ரெஸ் அடுத்த ஒரு வாரம் கழிச்சு தான் வரும். He is systematic, 100% systematic. So no problem. For him, you don't need any technology at all because he never changed his style. He always followed the tradition. I met one good friend of my father in France. He never used the smartphone. He's having a small notebook. He's maintaining all his 3 years record, 4 years. He's so systematic. It is up to the individual. If the new innovations, AI is going to overtake you because your problem. You have to blame yourself. Okay, if you are sustainable, we are now systematic, and I always make Japanese colleagues. Japanese they are stable. Our performance sometimes 100%, another 1 week we become 10% now. So we are not stable. That's the difference. So it's up to you. If you are stable, you are very systematic, then you don't depend upon the new technologies. Thank you.
I'll just close this, probably sum this up. நீங்க கேட்ட கொஸ்டின் வந்து இண்டஸ்ட்ரி ஃப்ரை வந்து ஹியூமன் ஃப்ரீடமா கர்வ் பண்ணுமான்னு, கரெக்டா தப்பா? எக்ஸாக்ட் எஸ் ஆர் நோ? எஸ். Yeah, okay. I'll just give you one example and close. You have the option of choosing Ola, say from here to your home or elsewhere, okay? So two things can be done. One, if you're feeling irritated about Ola, because Ola is driving the driver and you. So what you do is, if you think you should not be controlled, you throw it out. You say, I will just go out, walk out, stop an auto or a taxi, take it and go off. Or if you're intelligent, you see the charge in Ola, then you walk out, choose an auto, negotiate a rate lower than that and go. The choice is yours.
That is what is natural intelligence. Human intelligence.
That was wonderful. Yes, we had a wonderful, captivating panel discussion on reimagining business models for a sustainable Industry 5.0. And I trust you found the insights shared by our panelists both enlightening and thought-provoking. Now, as we take a brief interlude, I invite you all to join us for a well-deserved lunch break. It's an opportunity to regenerate, network, and perhaps continue the conversation sparked by our dynamic panel. Please be reminded that we will reconvene promptly at 2:30 sharp to delve into the next segment of our conference. The paper presenters, please note your timing and the venue in the notice board. Thank you very much.